He's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he.
Early and often, actually late and early. I left my stuff exactly here from yesterday, from last night's Kings postgame show. I said, well, I will be the next one in this chair. I'll be the next one in this studio. I just left everything here.
I think we got home about the same time.
Yes, because you had a road trip. You're going on a road trip. You went to Stockton earlier in the week. Monday, we talked to our guy now, Brian Cage. No, I'm claiming him.
Okay, you can claim him.
All right. Well, you went to see him and others in Stockton, the big show. How was it?
Incredible.
Yeah.
AEW's the best.
What made it incredible?
Just like everyone there having fun. Crowd's great. Kirk got us seats.
You had the hookup.
Front row. Right. I'm like looking right at the wrestlers walking in.
Yeah.
Like the small guys that you see on TV are massive.
So to the point where this airs tomorrow night, right?
Saturday.
Yeah. Tomorrow.
Yes, tomorrow.
Hello. We're going to see you on TV.
Most likely.
I mean, there's probably no way we can't, right?
And you'll probably hear me.
Oh, no. That might be.
You'll hear my amazing quips.
So are you taunting? Are you supporting? What are you doing?
All of the above. I'm yelling at the bad guys. I'm rooting for the good guys. I'm telling the idiot referee to turn around because they're missing the bad guys cheating.
Oh, the ref's missing something?
Oh, one of my go-to lines is, "Hey, ref, you're missing a hell of a match."
I mean, and he must feel
Got her.
shamed. Yeah. Or her?
Yeah.
Oh, she must feel shame.
Yes.
And the bad guys, does it inspire them? Do they want to go after you? Do they want to go after
Oh, there was a great, you're going to want to watch Okada during Battle of the Belts. He had quite the back and forth with one of the fans.
Not you.
Not me. This guy was on a whole other level than me.
And Okada was firing back?
Yeah.
Okay.
He was having fun with the guy.
And for those that you were supporting, were they like, just like taking it all in? What was going on for the people you were praising?
So like the problem with wrestling shows, especially when they're on TV, is they basically go to just the people that are on the TV side that you could see on TV. So we're on the opposite side. The camera doesn't catch us. So they're not going to hang out around us that much.
Oh, gotcha. But overall, well worth your trip to Stockton.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And you went with our boss.
I did.
Yeah. So you guys are front and center. Where apparently you're wearing a very colorful shirt.
A brighter green shirt than this.
That's not super bright, right?
I was wearing my Manny Favorino shirt.
Okay. Not your C shirt.
Not my C-shirt.
So you had that on. We will be able to see you if anybody spends any amount of time watching that on Saturday.
Correct.
And
might hear me.
And might hear you. Where I forgot, where is it? Where's it broadcast on Saturday? What channel?
TNT.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Won't be my first time on TNT.
Oh, you were in episodes of Charmed?
11-year-old Christopher Laud was on an episode of WCW Nitro.
And what was 11-year-old Christopher Laud doing?
Yeah! Yeah!
Just having the time of your better time as an 11-year-old at wrestling or last night?
I think it's been about the same. I don't think that there's been quite the change.
Good for you. I'm glad you.
Except back then I was rooting for the bad guys.
All the time.
All the time.
But are you, it sounds like you're rooting for everybody.
No.
You're.
See, this is like a lot of the bad guys I do like, but when you're at a show, you have to root for the good guys and root against the bad guys. Have to.
So you just didn't know when you were 11?
No, I wasn't.
You weren't dialed in?
No.
But now you know. And was everybody in sync with you at the estate? Like, is everybody going, same kind of idea, rooting for the good guys?
Yeah, there's a few people that are too cool for school that
okay
need to root for the bad guys.
Okay. But it lived up to it. It was a great show.
Yes. I'll go back again.
Nice. Well, how'd our guy Brian Cage do without spoiling too much? Or does it spoil anything?
He did good.
Yeah.
They went up against a couple of jabronis that didn't even get entrance music. So
some jabronis were there?
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay. Interesting.
One of the guys behind us, his brother was wrestling in one of the matches and just got his face caved in.
As you laugh.
Because he's like, that's my brother. That's my brother. And then I hear the music of the people coming out. I'm like, oh, this isn't going to be good.
Any of the action spill into where you were?
No. A couple times people were thrown into the protective fencing in front of us.
But you're really? I didn't see, like, you're right there though.
Yeah.
You couldn't touch the ring, could you?
No.
But you were really pretty close.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
The ring was probably from me to the pumpkins.
I was going to say that I'm closer. You were closer to the ring than me right now. Like you and I, our distance. Yeah. You said to the pumpkins. Because it looked like that in the pictures you sent. I'm like, man, Chris is right there. What, a couple hour show?
They had Collision, and then they had Battle of the Belts afterwards. Then they had Ring of Honor, which was
so Battle of the Belts. Were they trying to take Brian's belt?
No, his belt wasn't. He actually wrestled on ROH, was after Battle of the Belts. But at that point, I'm like, I got to go home.
Okay. Oh, you did stay all the way?
Well, it was like 3 shows.
Oh, okay. And are they all being broadcast separately, or?
So the Collision and Battle of the Belts will be TNT.
Okay.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then ROH, I believe, is online.
Okay. So you're like, oh, this is the online crew. I'm out of here.
If the show was tonight instead of last night and I didn't have to go to work, I would have stayed.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, because you had the late night into the morning. That was what I was thinking last time. Like, really, this Kings Clippers game is awful, and it's at 7:30. Woof. No.
Wait, did they win last night?
I don't remember.
Oh.
We will be getting into that today. Already some people are chiming in. It's not a good morning, J. Ross. The Kings were awful. Yeah. Another performance of bleh by the Sacramento Kings last night. We will talk about that. Exactly. It's Friday, so there's a lot for us to cover for a big sports weekend. There was there was one amazing baseball game yesterday. We will get into that. Thursday night football. We had a new week of football. Man, where's it gone? It goes so quickly. Can you believe we're already to week 7?
Unbelievable.
It's just unbelievable. We will discuss Thursday night football from last night. We have a couple of guests on Friday. As you know, it's 7:00 Fridays. We talk to Dave Richard from CBS Sports, and he will have your fantasy football angle covered. So if you have questions for Dave, certainly you can send them our way at our text line at 916-339-1140 or on our YouTube chat. Certainly let us know some of the things you'd like to know about your lineup for this coming week. At 9:00, the voice of the San Francisco 49ers, Greg Papa. He will be joining us as well. So we got all those things. We got all those things going today amongst our regular staples. We'll have 3 for Madness. We'll have Safer Out. We'll have 4 Down Territory. And throughout the show, or at some point during the show, we will be giving away our last 4-pack of the week for homecoming tomorrow, Sacramento State and Weber State at Hornet Stadium. We'll have a 4-pack of tickets between now and the end of the show later today. So all of that is going on today. It is a jam-packed show. We were thinking, we were hoping, we were maybe going to get a sneak guest appearance from Carmichael Dave, but at this point, it would be a surprise. Does not seem like it's going to happen because we communicated a little bit earlier this morning. He's wrapping up his lunch over there, and they got other things they got going on, but I don't think that's going to happen today. But we'll see. Maybe, just maybe. All right, so we've set the scene for you. We've got a lot to cover today. When we come back, we'll get it all started with leading off.
The Sacramento Kings play here.
He's got the triple. Sacramento takes the lead.
Get your Kings fix all season long right here on your home of the Sacramento Kings, Sacktown Sports and SacktownSports.com.
Finally, an easy way to find home improvement contractors. Just visit subcontractorsunited.com and simplify your search for home services professionals. From cabinets to windows, roofing to plumbing, Subcontractors United is an easy, simple way to find and hire a home improvement contractor. And you never have to give up personal information. So no harassing phone calls like you get from those other websites. Subcontractorsunited.com is sponsored by D&D Cabinets and Savage Design.
Model year-end pricing is back at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
During the model year-end event, lower interest rates at Folsom Lake Honda make lower payments. It's no wonder why Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop. Come in today or check out our entire inventory online at folsomlakehonda.com.
Get an instant cash offer for your trade at folsomlakehonda.com. We'll buy your car whether you buy from us or not. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda.
Go to folsomlakehonda.com.
Your one-stop Honda shop.
All guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Let's do it. Leading off, the 3 top stories in the morning.
Huge news. This is very important.
Here's cut number 1.
Skylar Bicier launches a 3 straight away and missed it badly. Rebounded by the Kings after Boogie Ellis. He tries a 3. Another one is missed. Well, that'll probably be the last time the Kings shoot the ball tonight, and that's probably a good thing because they're 12 of 45 for 26% on three-point shooting, 35% from the field overall. Clippers just dribbling out the final seconds here. So our first visit to Intuit Dome finds the Clippers dominating the Kings. The final is 113-91. Ouch.
G-Man earned his money last night, that's for sure. What's the saying? You only get one chance to make a good first impression. The first impression of the Sacramento Kings has been this year's team has been this 5-game stretch of a preseason. I'll say it and I'll say it again. I honestly don't care that they're 0-5. I don't. I do care how they play. I would, if we're going to dig for something good, I think game 1 and game 2 starting group looked good, looked like that was a team that was going to be what many think they could be as a playoff team, a top 6, a threat to whatever the Western Conference will be by the end of the year. And that's stretching a little bit, but I thought the starters in the first 2 games were good. They really were. In the game last Friday in San Francisco, I mean, they had basically like a 12-point lead. They go to the deeper bench, and then that group ultimately lost the game. Again, didn't care that they lost. How did they play? First 2 games, I would say acceptable. The last 3, for all sorts of different reasons, unacceptable. And really, it's the Blazer game at home, and last night they were awful again. I mean, awful. The one in between the Jazz, I mean, if we're measuring amongst the other 2, they were better. But part of my problem with that game is they played their guys. They kind of had the goal of like, let's at least get a win. Let's get a feel good. Let's see how it's going to be like in some of these close regular season games. When we play our guys, we're going to have to find ways to win those games. And they didn't. So when you have those last three things going into the regular season, I know the slate is clean, and I guess, it could change on next Thursday with a great performance and a win against the Timberwolves. But right now, the confidence level of that happening isn't very high. And I got to reiterate, it's not that they were 0-5. It's how they played. And if you, as a Kings fan or someone else out there, we've had a couple people say this, like, well, it's just preseason and just wait till it starts for real. Again, I'm just going to say maybe, but I feel like you're hanging on to hope there. Now, while I'm a little bit more, usually I'm optimistic about a lot of things. I'm a little bit pessimistic right now. That mood can change. I'm not saying that's going to be the season-long outlook. It's just right now, how do they get themselves better? What can they hang their hats on here? Like, I thought at least of all things, this team was going to be pretty dynamic offensively. We have not seen that. They have shot the ball terribly. They've turned the ball over at a very high clip, and that's concerning. And for the most part, it's been a lot of their regulars doing it. So that's the part that certainly has to clean up and has to get better. I believe it will, but will it be enough to be like, oh, yeah, I just forget the preseason because this is so different now?
Do you feel like bringing back Herter and Lyles can change things around?
I think it will help the bench part of things for sure. But I mean, a lot of this has been Keegan and Fox. I mean, Fox didn't play last night. Sabonis, Ellis, DeRozan, like the guys that Monk that are going to be playing. And so it can't all be put on, well, it was the deep bench. I think the first two games why they lost, not why they didn't play. It wasn't why the first group played poorly. The first group has just played poorly together quite a bit here lately. So we're going to dive into that a lot more. But I would say right now for me, there is some concern, at least to begin the season, because there needs to be a redirect from this feeling, a redirect from the way they're playing. They're not playing amazing defense. They're not playing amazing offense, and they're shooting and turning the ball over, shooting terribly and turning the ball over to high clip that are all recipes for a slow start. And in a West where every game is going to be important, I don't think they can afford that. But we'll talk about that a little bit more. Let's get to cut number 2.
Cut number 2.
Swung out and hammered. High, deep to left. Away out of here. Bad one in Cleveland. John Kente Noel.
Marte swings, low flare, foul ground, right side. Enriquez after it. Muncy is there. He makes.
Swung out and hammered. High, deep to left. Away out of here. Bad one in Cleveland. John Kente Noel.
You see, the second call was a little bit drab, so I thought I'd spruce it up a little bit with another play of that walk-off home run in Cleveland.
Swung out and hammered. High, deep to left. Away out of here. Bad one in Cleveland. John Kente Noel.
Marte swings, low flare, foul ground, right side. Enriquez after it. Muncy is there. He makes.
Swung out and hammered. High, deep to left. Away out of here. Bad one in Cleveland. John Kente Noel.
I mean, Chris is really proud of himself right now. You are, aren't you?
Very.
So the other day over by Frankie's office, you had that I'm making fun of you voice to both of us. Like, yeah, I'm talking about the Yankees. Like, Frankie,
we're going to get our 28th World Series.
Yeah, that's pretty much what Chris interpreted Frankie and my conversation being like. So yesterday, Frankie and I were texting back and forth when Judge homered to tie, Stanton homered to take the lead. And then, we're doing our giddy text amongst each other. And then the 9th inning and 10th inning happened, and we got dark. Oh, it was an incredible baseball game between the Yankees and the Guardians. Guardians were an out away from being down 3-0. Instead, they forced extra innings, and then they get a walk-off. That is a fantastic moment for Cleveland. And we'll talk about the impact of that, whether or not that will carry them the rest of the series, because that's the kind of win that can do that. And then the other one, can we get a good game in the National League Championship Series? Shohei Ohtani led that off with a home run. Dodgers piled on. And right now that offense is crazy hot. And the Dodgers 1 win away from going to the World Series. So the night of baseball will continue again with 2 more games, the NLCS and the ALCS today. We'll talk a little bit about that coming up as well. Let's get you to our last cut in leading off.
Cut number 3.
Come back here to win on a night that Drew Brees, his quarterback, was celebrated going into the Saints Ring of Fame. The Broncos come to town, and they soundly beat the New Orleans Saints by a final score of 33-10. So Sean Payton, on his way to midfield, hugs his former assistant coach, Dennis Allen. They've worked together for a handful of years.
All right, Chris, I got to admit, I'm ready to hit the third cut. You put these all together. I'm like, I bet he did it again.
I should have.
I was thinking it says Denver Broncos final call or whatever. I'm like, oh no, I do not want to hit this button. That would have been clever.
I don't like that you guys are
onto you.
No, I bet he did this when I had no plan to do it.
I know, but then you're also like, that would have been really
that would have been great.
I think I'm going to be a little bit gun shy the rest of the way. I don't know what I'm going to be playing from here because I'm just going to keep hearing Guardians home run. Oh my goodness.
Bedlam in Cleveland.
I do appreciate a great sports moment. And certainly that was for Cleveland last night, but not against the Yankees. I did not enjoy that for being a lifelong Yankee fan. Thursday night football did happen. I don't know that a lot of people. Well, I shouldn't say that. It's still the NFL. It's week 7. How do we get here so fast, man? Can you believe it's here?
Unbelievable.
But the fact that it was the Saints and the Broncos, maybe not the biggest draw, but it was a big deal in New Orleans because Sean Payton returned home. As you heard there in the call, it was Drew Brees' night. And the Saints, remember when they were 2-0 and they had blown out the first 2 opponents, number 1 offense. They were just killing it. Well, they haven't won since, and that's a damaging loss for them. They're getting farther and farther behind Tampa and Atlanta in that division. And for the Broncos, Sean Payton, I think it was last year at about this time, and people were like, well, if Sean Payton's so good, when are these breakthrough wins going to show up? When is he going to show his coaching genius? Well, I think he's done a remarkable job with this squad because he's playing a rookie quarterback that amongst the rookie QBs between Caleb Williams and Jaden Daniels, Bo Nix, I would say, has the lesser of the talent. Doesn't mean he's not untalented, but here's Denver now.
He had that one weird throw. Did you see when he had plenty of time and 2 players open? And he kind of pushed off his front foot. What are you doing?
He not only had that, what was the other one he had? He had the great scramble, a designed run, and he's going, and then he just lost a tire. I don't know. He just all of it. I mean, he's running and he just stumbled, but he has them, Peyton and Nix, now at 4-3. I mean, I don't think of them as the this super threat in the AFC, but here, look, they were 0-2, so they've won 4 of their last 5, and just kind of doing some good things. Their scoring differentials plus 39, and Peyton has kind of maximized what that team can do. So good for him, good for Denver, and it starts with they got a defensive score. I mean, they just talk about taking the spirit out of a team and out of a stadium. I mean, that is a loud, raucous place, and New Orleans is definitely going the wrong way, and Denver now is kind of bounced back and did a nice job to save their season. So that's how the week started in the NFL. We will talk more about that and some good games this week, including the 49ers and Chiefs. This will be a fun weekend ahead. We'll preview all of that when we come back, though. All right, let's do it. Let's listen back to some of the highs and more lows from last night's preseason game. The brand new Intuit Dome showing off its beauty, but the Kings, they were awful in their part of it. They're 0-5. We'll explain what's going on with Sacramento when we come back.
Did you miss any part of our live local shows? Don't worry, you never have to miss them again. Check out SacktownSports.com and search our podcast page and play our shows when you want. The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Plus, other podcasts like Return of the Empire, Return of the Roar, the Stingers Up podcast, and Golf to Go with Frank LaRosa.
They're all available right now on SacktownSports.com.
Don't let summer energy slip away. Live the active life you love year-round with a personally fit arch support system from the Good Feet store. Precision engineered to support all 4 arches. Good Feet puts your feet in a more ideal, comfortable, and pain-free position. And Good Feet arch supports are now HSA and FSA eligible. Book a free fitting at goodfeet.com or come in and get a free pair of OS First Performance socks. Free. Normally a $25 value at the Good Feet store.
Don't you deserve healthcare you can count on? Well, you can count on United Healthcare with Medicare plans that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. You can enjoy reliable coverage and low out-of-pocket costs with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. United Healthcare Medicare Advantage plans, made for California, trusted everywhere. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th, so go to uhc.com/Medicare today.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, and Woodland. Chad, what's going on for Ram Power Days?
Save up to $15,000 off MSRP on new 2024 Ram 2500 Tradesmen. Plus, with over 400 new Ram trucks available, you're sure to find that truck you need at the Hoblet Ram Truck Center.
That is some of the best savings you've had all year, Chad.
Yep, and you won't find better deals on more Ram trucks than at the Hoblet Ram Truck Center. There's a reason we continue to be one of the biggest Ram dealers in the country, with numerous customer service awards, including the very prestigious Walter P. Chrysler Award, which means we are in the top 1% of dealers in the nation. Once you buy from Hoblet, you won't buy anywhere else.
Don't miss the savings at Hoblet. Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet. Period.
15,000 total net savings after 8,500 factory rebates and 6,500 dealer discounts. Rebates include 2,000 Hoblet Select inventory coupons, 2,000 Hoblet trade-in assistance, must have qualifying trade-in, and 1,500 commercial bonus cash. Must have proof of business ownership. At least 5 of the net savings. Coupons available while supplies last. See dealer for details.
When it comes to fighting for families and protecting kids, no one works harder than our Assemblyman, Josh Hoover. A member of the Bipartisan Problem Solvers Caucus, Hoover has worked across party lines and proposed tougher penalties for fentanyl crimes, stricter sentences for drug trafficking near schools, and RILA's law to make sure anyone who abuses a child is held accountable. A former school board member, Josh has fought to support school police officers, prohibit homeless encampments near schools, and increase funding for school facilities. Josh Hoover knows that families have been paying more for everything from gas and groceries to utilities and insurance. In the Assembly, Josh is working to provide relief to families, reduce the cost of housing, and stop Gavin Newsom from raising gas prices even more next year. Josh Hoover is making a difference for our families, our community, and our future. Our voice, our Assemblyman, Josh Hoover.
Paid for by Hoover for Assembly 2024.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture. With daily use.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-330-2929. 800-330-2929. 800-330-2929.
O'Reilly! Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts in West Sacramento and Town Center Plaza next to Nugget Markets now through October 29th for the Customer Appreciation Day sale. You'll get 2 times O rewards points on select purchases. Plus, pick up 5 quarts of any Mobil 1 full synthetic motor oil and receive a $10 gift card after rebate. And buy one, get one free Coca-Cola products at your Town Center Plaza
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
A Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
on Sacktown Sports.
Jason Ross, Christopher Laud, rolling right along here on this Friday morning, October 18th, 2024. A little chilly this morning. Feel that chill in the air, Chris? More of the temperature that you and Carmichael Dave like. Yeah, it was chilly.
Not there yet. I need to be in pants.
Okay.
Hoodie.
I got the hoodie part. Short pants. Back to my uniform of choice. Sweatshirt and shorts.
Needs to be completely overcast.
Yeah.
Light breeze.
Yeah, because this I would say is wind. I'm not a fan of wind.
Yeah.
That wind is my least favorite element that's out there. If it's colder, that's fine. You can layer up. Wind, just not a fan. But anyway, in the break, you and I were watching a commercial in here, and I was thinking about this. I've always said one of my things I would like to. Yesterday you were giving us your kind of dream wish list of the top.
Which would be?
Let me see. In order from 3 to 1. Well, I know number 1. What was number 2? Oh yeah. So number 3 is something with Man City.
Yes.
Some sort of
to where I would have to live there.
You'd have to live there. You'd go to every match, but whether that's PR, ambassador, something involved.
Yeah, that's why I said I would want Dave's job.
Yes. Which we still haven't quite figured out what that is.
That's what I'd want. I would want to work for Manchester City when people found out about it. Like, wait, what does he do?
And then you would sell everybody, and everyone would go, "Yeah, I don't know what he does." And then number 2, you would want to. Wait, why did I forget number 2? Because I've got number 1.
Where did I go last night?
Oh yeah, that's what was getting to my point here. Number 2, you want to be a kind of a storyline writer for wrestling.
Yes.
And number 1, of course, the host of the Family Feud.
Correct.
So kind of along the lines of job number 2 for you, one of my goals, not goals, but I think it would always be fun. I want to be one of the people in the commercials that they go to the call center and they're taking calls, and I want to be in the background picking up the phone because I got my whole bit ready to go. I'm doing bits.
Okay, so the commercials that says call right now.
Yeah, we're at the call center, and and then it's just active behind them, and people are picking up the phones.
They've said the same thing every single day at the same time.
Right, but I'm back there. I mean, I'm taking just thorough notes. I'm having a great time on the phone. Maybe my feet are up. I'm just doing different things back there. It's just kind of like props. I just want to do that in the background of a commercial. But as a script writer, Chris, you said you would like to be a script writer or storyline writer for wrestling. What would you write for these commercials that we keep seeing for pick your random medication, where usually someone's, jumping in the lake, someone's having this big, party at the park? How would you write some of those?
There should be a fight in one of them. I don't know what.
Just people are gathered at a community gathering and just slugging away.
And it should be like somewhat like, it should be like an older man that's like getting like these punks are like roughing him up, and that's the before. And then like he takes whatever,
and now he's Superman.
And now he's just like he still looks the same, but he looks like he feels better, he looks better, and they're trying to do the same thing.
And he's not going to take it anymore.
And he just starts hauling off on them. And then, wow, like because all of these commercials they have the it's just a voiceover. You never hear from like the people talking about it. So it should just be Sky Rizzy will allow.
Yeah, and then at the end, like there's some sort of song and dance, and he's leading it in some sort of random choreography. That's why they always do it. Oh my goodness! All right, last night the Sacramento Kings, your Sacramento Kings, wrapped up.
Don't put that on me.
Wrapped up the preseason in Los Angeles at the Intuit Dome, and here's a little bit of how it sounded.
Bones Highland retreats now, challenged by Jordan way out toward the midcourt line. Swings to man, steps out in and then out of the 2-point range, launches a 3, and he hits it. 7-0 run by the Clippers as they lead it now 15-8. Terrence Mann has been the man thus far with 9 points for the Clips.
As a reminder for the Clippers, Mo Bamba did not play. Trenton Flowers.
So we saw less Bamba.
Trenton Flowers was not giving out flowers. Didn't play. Derek Jones, Sr. or Jr. did not play. Kevin Porter, Sr. or Jr. did not play. P.J. Tucker did not play. Oh, and James Harden and Kawhi Leonard did not play. But Jordan Miller did.
Chris Dunn swings it, got another three on the way, and this time Jordan Miller who hits the three. It's 41-22, and the Clippers running away with things. Stone Highland working against a double team. Throws to Coffey, slips it inside. Kobe Brown's wide open. Great recognition on the cross-court pass, and Kobe Brown got an easy one. 58-36 as we come up on the 3-minute mark in the second quarter. All Clippers.
We've said this a couple times. G-Man is as good as anybody at this. He sounded frustrated, disappointed. Don't disappoint the G-Man guys. 0-5 preseason. And last night, one of the only things I was looking for, because the way the game was going, I was like, man, these guys don't have it again. What is happening here? I did want to see the newest king, Doug McDermott.
Colby Jones drives and kicks. Alec Lynn says, let me shoot a three. Off the heel, grabbed by Colby Jones. Out to McDermott. Can he get another one? You bet he can. Doug McDermott from downtown, raining up his fourth triple of the night. Puts him up to 14 points.
He took 11 threes yesterday. 5 of 13. He hit him at a better clip than the team was doing, I guess. 14 points for him. I didn't like anything, really, of last night's game. I mean, I wanted to see what he would look like, how he would fit in with this team. I think over time he'll be just fine. And I'm going to keep telling myself, probably as we get farther and farther away from the preseason stink, at least of the last 3 games, that they will be ready, that they will be good, that they will start the season out in the right way. And that is all possible. We should point out in their home opener and season opener next Thursday, they get the Timberwolves. Timberwolves play Tuesday to open up the NBA season. You got the champs, the Boston Celtics playing, and the second game will be the Lakers and the T-Wolves. So it'll be the second game for Minnesota, the first game for the Kings. And I mean, I don't know of much of another way to put the preseason as just a flat-out disappointment. And generally, Chris, I do a pretty good job of just like pushing that aside and like, that's fine. I mean, it doesn't really matter. But the consistency with how poorly they've played is troublesome to me.
I would say if the preseason was completely different, 5-0, and they looked really well and stuff like that, we would all say it doesn't matter, but it looks good.
Yeah, and I think that's fair. I mean, I really do. I know I would say, like, I don't care that they won. If they were 5-0, great. That's fun. They put the scoreboard up there for a reason. They competed. They found ways to get wins, which you're going to need to do. But I would go, man, but they look ready.
It would look like that. And let's say that they started off the season like 2-5.
Mm-hmm.
You would be like, this is a bad start, but like I've seen them in preseason.
Right.
They know how to do this. Like I'm not that worried about it.
Yeah.
Now it feels like you have to start off the season well.
Yeah.
Just to get that out of your system.
Yeah, to shake that because you've seen it now as a possibility. And the other part that I'm going to go back to, it's how they played, is they're shooting poorly, and I think that can turn around. I think this team has better shooting. But, okay, a couple of times they've run into some teams with a little bit of size, and you go, man, it looks like that's bothered them. There's been 2 to 3 teams here that have been undermanned or deemed, right or wrong, on paper, to have an inferior roster to the Kings, and the Kings have lost those games. So those are kind of troublesome moments because those are things that have been consistent trouble spots for the Kings the last couple of years. So those are the trends that are kind of catching my eye, that are bothering me. Now, I mean, again, when you lay in the minutes as extended time, and I mean, I guess if you want to stretch this last night, because look, I talk about a plus minus stat every once in a while. I don't think it's that huge of an indicator, but the reason it's out there, it's basically the minutes that you were out on the floor as an individual, and they could do it collectively. What is the team doing? Well, last night, if you're wanting to find and dig for a positive, I guess, when Sabonis was on the floor, look, they got blown out in this game. They were -2. The team was only 2 points behind the Clippers. When Keon Ellis was on the floor, they were +1. If you go to the rest of the starters, it's starting to get worse. Keegan -8, DeRozan -18, and Jordan McLaughlin -23. So we saw some of that earlier in the preseason when, the starters played well in the first 2 games. They all were in the positive. Game gets turned over to the deeper bench and they lose. Okay, that's an easier one to explain. This, to me, the last 3 games is tougher for the Kings to explain. And like I said, may not carry over at all. But when this is all we have seen, maybe there's been better practices, better scrimmages, better 5-on-5s. It hasn't been that impressive. It really hasn't from the Kings. We got more of that coming up. When we come back, quite a night of baseball playoff action. My goodness, that Yankees-Guardians game was incredible. Dodgers looking good. They're 1 win away. We've got a couple questions in safe or out. We've got that next.
The only place you'll find De'Aaron Fox is Sacktown Sports.
Spins away from the defender. In the paint. Soft floater. That's a great play by De'Aaron Fox.
Hey, Sacramento. It's De'Aaron Fox, and you're listening to the home of the Sacramento Kings, Sacktown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Drapes here for Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. Now that fall is here, now is the perfect time to head to Stockton and check out a new Mercedes-Benz. I had the opportunity just last week to drive an all-new S-Class 550, and let me tell you, it was a sweet ride. The moment I hopped in, I felt like I was in a world of luxury. From the steering wheel to the seat cooling and even the power of the engine, I was impressed. And then, of course, when I hopped in my Mercedes-Benz EQS SUV, I felt the same thing. So hurry in and take advantage of the Mercedes-Benz incentive bonuses up to $15,000. And they have tons of pre-owned vehicles as well, including C-Class sedans, GLC SUVs, and a whole lot more. Take it from me, you won't be disappointed. So take the short drive down I-5 to Mercedes-Benz of Stockton or online at mbofstockton.com.
Ooh, ma. What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud phone system. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs.
You sound very
calm. I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Nice. Find your business comm at ooma.com/radio.
Tired of ads interrupting your favorite news podcasts? Good news! Ad-free listening on Amazon Music is included with your Prime membership. Stay up to date on everything newsworthy with podcasts like The Daily, Up First, and 5 Things Uninterrupted at amazon.com/ad-free. Just head to amazon.com/ad-free to catch up on the latest episodes without the ads.
Thunder, feel the thunder. It ignites something inside of you. Lightning and the thunder, thunder. Sets alight an elevated state of being. Days are pure exhilaration. And the nights, they're simply electric. See it, hear it, feel it. Thunder, feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder. Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Feel the thunder.
Insurance companies perform a very valuable service, but they want to keep their money. Although most cases settle before trial, it is paramount that the insurance companies know that if pressed, your legal team has the experience to take your case all the way. For 25 years, Ashton & Price has earned the reputation that if the insurance company isn't fair, we're ready to force them to be fair. My mom used to warn me, wait till dad gets home. Think of us as dad. The best part, there's no fee until we win.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Jeff Lynn's ELO.
Mr. Blue Sky, please tell us why.
Live in concert in Sacramento.
The Over and Out Tour.
Jeff Lynn's ELO. The final tour. All the hits. Live at Golden One Center, October 23rd. Get tickets now at Ticketmaster.com.
Safe or out? It's time to go around baseball. 3 pitches, 3 swings. It's safe or out on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
All right, it is that time to go around the diamond with baseball. Baseball playoffs getting really good now. Almost through the World Series. Dodgers could get there today. Game 4 of the American League Championship Series. Let's do it. Christopher Laud, safe or out? Question number 1.
If you were in New York right now, what a time to be alive.
You're in 3 for badness.
I am.
Yeah.
Safe or out?
Yeah.
That Cleveland Guardians win will launch them right through the rest of the series.
It's the kind of game that can do it. I'm going to say out, but they were that close to being down 3-0. And what a difference that makes. I mean, nobody, Chris, right, has ever come back from a 3-0 deficit. I don't recall anybody ever doing that.
There was a team in New York that blew a 3-1 lead.
3-1?
Yeah.
Oh, but how about 3-0?
Yeah, that too.
They blew a 3-0 and a 3-1?
And a 3-2.
And how about when it was 3-3?
Oh, they lost that one too.
This must have been a long time ago.
Actually, it was about 20 years ago. Ugh.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know that it would have been over at 3-0 mathematically. Obviously, it wouldn't have been, but now that was going down the road for the Guardians as a really, really bad loss. They get to Class A, they're a closer. Judge hadn't had this significant postseason hit, home run, I should say, and then he goes opposite field on just a line shot. Man, you're just stunned. And then Stanton's got about a 7-pitch at bat that he hits a home run. Yankees added one more in the 9th, and so now they have a 2-run cushion, and this is about to rip the hearts of the Cleveland Guardians fans out, right? And then they get to their final plate appearance, and they find a way to hit that epic home run as Big Christmas hits the home run off the Yankees closer. We had both closers not being able to get it done, and then ultimately Cleveland gets the win. So I don't know in the dramatic style if there really truly is any carryover, but I think it's one of those things. If Cleveland does come back to win the series, they'll certainly point to this game that saved the day. But if I have to pick between the two choices, I will say out. And maybe that's my fandom speaking there. All right, question number 2.
Safe or out? We will get a close game in the NLCS.
I hope so. I mean, I just don't get what's going on in that series, why it's been that dominant for the Dodgers. The Mets have been a great story. The other thing that I found weird today, baseball, I guess they're used to this. They'll play day games after night games, and they're probably just trying to even out the audience. But it's weird that the Yankees-Guardians game was the early game yesterday. Dodgers-Mets was the late game, and now they're flipping them. So the Dodgers-Mets will be the early game today. Yankees-Guardians are the later game. So they get a little more rest. Dodgers and Mets get less time off. But, the Dodgers are getting on base. It's just a ridiculous clip right now, whether it's walks, certainly getting enough hits. Now they're getting home runs. Now their best players are coming through, and Betts and Ohtani. Muncy keeps getting on base. So the NLCS, this series has just been kind of remarkable how lopsided the games have been. Let's go back through them. 9-0 Dodgers game 1, Mets 7-3, and that had a little bit of a window where it felt like maybe the Dodgers could come back. You had Dodgers winning game 3, 8-0, and Dodgers winning yesterday 10-2. So they have won 3 of the games by 8 runs or more. It's just absolutely ridiculous. So they've been breaking out offensively, and the Mets can't stop them right now. And that's a concern, obviously, for the Mets. I hope today, the Mets are going to go out. You want them to go out with a fight. You want them to go out in a great game. I'm hoping. I'm just going to say this as a safe just because of more hope that I want to see us have a good NLCS game, but we really haven't seen one yet. All right, question number 3.
Safe or out? We will have one more day where both Judge and Ohtani homer on the same day.
Well, there's a couple of options for this to happen. Obviously, today, both teams play. Both games are going on from the National League and the American League Championship Series. So it's possible today. We had some, those 2 home runs weren't that far apart yesterday. Judge hit his in the 8th inning, and the Dodgers started a little bit after that, and then Ohtani led off that game. So 2 of baseball's biggest stars, each going deep. There were different meanings to their home runs, but it's good to see that happen. And then obviously the other option is if they both make the World Series. and if they homer in the same World Series game. So I'm going to say safe. I think it's going to happen one more time. And I think that would be obviously great for their respective teams, great for those guys. But most importantly, I think good for the sport. And to have moments like yesterday, to have the closer for the Guardians, Clase, come in, who's just dominant, and to have Judge, that's when you want power pitcher, power hitter, MVP, like all the best of the best. And someone's going to win out on that. And, if it was the Guardians and a strikeout, that's still an awesome moment. It was Judge going opposite field with a home run. That's an incredible moment. So baseball needs more of these things to continue to happen. It's been a good postseason. It's been put on the spotlight, and it looks to me like they're coming through, which is really, really cool because they need much more of that for this sport that has to capture more people's attention than it is doing right now, and that it used to do years and years ago. That if you were a baseball fan and you've lost your interest, wonder what happened there, why, and if you just have never gotten into it. Kelly Brothers told us this yesterday when we were talking about baseball, if we got a Dodgers-Yankees series, what that could mean, but also more but we just need more of the great young athletes in the U.S. or wherever, everywhere, to go towards baseball. I think more and more people are going to other sports, and that used to not be the case. But baseball right now has so many good players, and I think it would be, if you could almost transform and take this current batch of players and put them back 25 years ago, what it would do for the sport. But we're not, maybe even more than that. I feel like baseball was so hot from the 60s to probably 90s, early 2000s. And then it's just kind of become way more regional. And if your team is in it, you're all in those areas. But like New York's got to be going crazy right now with the Mets and the Yankees. But a lot of the other parts of the country, and we witnessed it out here in the early 2010s when the Giants were winning every other year on those even years. And it was a great run. It was great to see the community and people rally around. And whether you were a Giants fan or if you hated the Giants, it got a reaction out of you. And right now, they're not in it. One, if you're a Giants fan, you may not care, or maybe you're rooting against the Dodgers, kind of like Dave is. Or, if you weren't a fan of them, you'd root against them. Well, they're not there. So, but I think this is good right now, what's going on with baseball. So there you go. That is safe or out. Want to tell you what's coming up in the show in the 7 o'clock hour. We will get back into the Sacramento Kings and try to explain what is going on with them right now in the preseason. We'll look back at last night's Thursday night game. We got 3 for Madness coming up as well. And when we return, we'll have our fantasy football chat with CBS Sports Insider for fantasy football, Dave Richard. If you got a question for Dave, something about your lineup, hit us up on the text line, 916-339-1140, or on our YouTube chat. We'll try to get those questions into Dave as he will join us in the next hour. But as we go to break here in the first hour, we're going to go to this early. We got our family 4-pack of tickets to see Sacramento State football this Saturday as the Hornets are back at home. Saturday night, 6 o'clock, Hornet Stadium, and they're going to be taking on Weber State. It's homecoming night, and right now, hit up the Folsom Lake Honda hotline, and we're looking for caller number 2 to win the family 4-pack to check out Sacramento State versus Weber State. Remember, Stingers up. And for more information, visit sacktownsports.com. The number is 916-339-1140 or 1-800-920-1140. Caller number 2 will get that family 4-pack of tickets. We break. We'll come back. Dave Richard, Fantasy Football, next.
Trying to find out where to catch your favorite team's games?
Are you a fan of the Kings, Niners, and the NFL? Well, Sacktown Sports has you covered.
Touchdown! San Francisco! It's all on his shoulders. Fox rocks. He fires for the win. He's got the triple.
Catch all your Kings, Niners, and NFL games all year long on Sacktown Sports and sacktownsports.com.
Want to have enough money for retirement
and travel to visit our grandchildren.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we start by getting to know each other so I can learn about your family, lifestyle, goals and needs, allowing us to tailor your portfolio.
What about commission-based products?
We don't sell those. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in your best interest.
So how do your management fees work?
We have a simple management fee based on the value of your portfolio. So we do better when you do better.
We appreciate that kind of transparency.
We also check in with you regularly to keep you up to date on the markets and your portfolio.
Well, what other services do you offer?
As a client, you have access to resources on investing, financial planning, estate planning, Social Security, Medicare, and more.
Wow, sounds like Fisher Investments has everything we need.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Lowe's knows that to win the job, pros need the best prices. That's why only at Lowe's, MVP's Pro Rewards members can get a volume discount on eligible orders as low as $1,500 at the Pro Desk. That means you get the prices you need to start any job, small or large, because Lowe's knows pros. Valid in-store only. More terms and restrictions apply. Visit Lowe's.com/terms or Pro Desk for details.
This season, get premium tech that inspires joy from Dell Technologies. Bring projects to life with the XPS 16. It delivers supercharged processing for enhanced productivity and freedom to express yourself. Performance-class Dell PCs with Intel Core Ultra processors deliver a dedicated engine to help accelerate AI. Enjoy free shipping, Dell rewards, and expert support. When you get a Dell PC with AI, it gives back. Shop now at Dell.com/deals.
Model Year End pricing is back at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
During the Model Year End event, lower interest rates at Folsom Lake Honda make lower payments. It's no wonder why Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop. Come in today or check out our entire inventory online at folsomlakehonda.com.
Get an instant cash offer for your trade at folsomlakehonda.com. We'll buy your car whether you buy from us or not. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda. Go to folsomlakehonda.com.
Your one-stop Honda shop. Don't you deserve healthcare you can count on? Well, you can count on United Healthcare with Medicare plans that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. You can enjoy reliable coverage and low out-of-pocket costs with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. United Healthcare Medicare Advantage plans, made for California, trusted everywhere. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th, so go to uhc.com/Medicare today.
Out on the road, there's just one place when you walk on in, you see a friendly face. It's Big O. Big O Tires.
Now until November 3rd, call into savings and get $80 to $120 instant savings on 4 select in-stock Nexen, Nitto, Toyo, or Hankook tires with installation purchase. Installation charges extra. Required on all 4 tires. Not valid with other offers. Eligibility may vary. Excludes Nexen, Enpris AH5, and Enpris AH8 tires. Disposal fees extra and shop fees extra where permitted. See store for details.
Hey, October's already heating up on the Sacktown Sports live events calendar. Enjoy family fun at Dave's Pumpkin Patch in West Sacramento all month long. Pick your perfect pumpkin, navigate the corn maze, jump on a massive jumping pillow, and create unforgettable memories for the kids. On October 20th, don't miss Renee Vaca at the Crest Theater for a night of laughs and entertainment. And mark your calendar for Sinners and Saints, the region's best Halloween party on October 26th at the venue at Thunder Valley, complete with a $5,000 costume contest. It's the most spooktacular event of the season. Looking ahead into November, join us for Legends of Motown at the venue at Thunder Valley November 23rd, bringing you the classic hits that defined a generation. And you're not going to want to miss the Jersey Boys Midtown Men Holiday Show December 8th, also at the venue at Thunder Valley. It's going to be a night filled with festive cheer and old school classics. And stay tuned to Sacktown Sports for all your live event updates and your chance to win tickets.
Carmichael Dave here for my good friends at American Energy. Cool weather, if not cold weather, is in our future. You know that. It'll eventually get there, and American Energy wants to make sure your system is operating safely and properly. So now is the time to take advantage of the $49 fall tune-up inspection. That's regularly $119, but includes a full safety and duct inspection. And if your system's over 10 years old, it's free. The tune-up is on American Energy. Give them a call right now. They're offering $50 off your first recommended repair, or if you need a new furnace, that's half off the price of a new unit. American Energy been serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You can check them out at theaeway.com for an instant quote. That's theaeway.com. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
Call 916-520-9998 now. O'Reilly.
Stop
Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts in West Sacramento and Town Center Plaza next to Nugget Markets now through October 29th for the Customer Appreciation Day sale. You'll get 2 times O rewards points on select purchases. Plus, pick up 5 quarts of any Mobil 1 full synthetic motor oil and receive a $10 gift card after rebate. And buy one, get one free Coca-Cola products at your Town Center Plaza, O'Reilly Auto Parts.
KHTK HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
Hammer time thrown down by the league. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacktown Sports, 1140. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
All right, we begin the second hour of the show. Jason Ross here with you. Carmichael Dave is off today, and we hope you're all getting ready for a big weekend ahead. Lots of things going on in the sports world, but there's always time for the NFL and fantasy football. It's Friday, 7 o'clock. We get a chance to check in with our guy from CBS Sports, Dave Richard, joining me, Jason Ross. Dave, good morning.
What's up, Jay? How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'd be doing better if I didn't run into Javonte Williams in one of my fantasy leagues. The dude had one of his best games ever against a really tired Saints defense. And I was getting ready to tell Dave this little fantasy football tip, but instead I'm going to tell you.
Okay,
Don't
good.
tell anybody this, okay? We won't tell Dave for sure.
No.
When a team has, let's call it anywhere between 75 and 100 snaps played on defense on a Sunday, and then they've got to go play on a Thursday right after, they're not going to be very good against the run. And that's what happened to the Saints defense. They played way too many defensive snaps on Sunday against Tampa, and then they were exhausted against the Denver Broncos. And Denver got a fresh right tackle back off of IR and Mike McGlinchey. That just made the matchup all the easier for him. And Javonte Williams was off to the races. And Javonte Williams has a great matchup next week against the Carolina Panthers. If you've got Javonte on your team, enjoy him these next 2 games and then try and sell high.
Yeah, I'm thinking about, speaking of that, like we probably talked to you about this in week 3, Dave, when we were thinking, man, look at the Saints, 2-0, scoring 40 a game. Should we get every single player on that Saints roster? And now they're a completely different team.
Well, what happened to them is what's happened to everybody's fantasy teams. Injuries.
Yeah.
They lost 2 starting linemen. Another one's playing hurt. They lost their quarterback. They lost their top 2 wide receivers. They're now down 2 of their top 4 starting cornerbacks. And when that's the situation, and one of their starting linebackers has also been out. As long as that continues to happen, yeah, the team is going to have some difficulties moving the ball, stopping other teams. They're going to lose, 5 games in a row. That's what's happened to the Saints. If they were healthy, they probably would have steamrolled Denver, but they weren't, and that's what we got last night.
Well, this week gave us some pretty significant football news. It also will be related to fantasy football. So let's start with the Jets acquiring Davante Adams, kind of the offshoot of this, Dave. What does this do for Adams? What does this do for Wilson? What does this do for Rodgers? Kind of let's go down that road first with Davante Adams.
Well, the fact that Adams is reunited with Rodgers just cannot be understated enough. It's really a huge deal. Those two should be in rhythm. I would say give them a half of football against the Steelers to get back on the same page. And I expect Davante Adams to be very close, if not exactly, the receiver that he was 3 years ago. And when I've watched him play, he still looks sharp. He still looks fast. He doesn't seem like he's slowing down. I know he's 31 or 32. I don't think it matters. I still think he's going to lead the Jets in targets per game. Figure 9-10 targets per game for Davante Adams. I think he's going to be a top 12 fantasy receiver. Garrett Wilson's going to obviously see fewer targets, but I don't think it's going to be that much. Remember, Alan Lazard was seeing 7 or 8 targets per game before this trade. And so that could just kind of be where Garrett Wilson fits in. And I think he'll be more efficient. And he started to finally get on the same page with Rodgers over the last game and a half. So he might be the number 2 receiver on the Jets, but he's still going to be a very good fantasy option. There's a lot of teams that we can look at around the NFL. You've got the Bucks, the Eagles, the Bengals. they've got two receivers that you look at, and they're basically must-starts for fantasy. This is going to be another one of those as long as Aaron Rodgers stays under center. And Rodgers, he hasn't looked exactly like himself, but there have been moments and games where it's been vintage Rodgers. You could point to that game against the Patriots as an example. Now he should continue to be on that trajectory, to be like his old self with Davante Adams back. Defenses are going to change the way they play against the Jets because of Davante Adams being there. Rodgers is now kind of a borderline number one fantasy quarterback. All three of these guys are going to be players that you're going to consider starting. And the best part about it all, I don't know if this is the best part, Jason, but it's certainly a good part, is that Breece Hall is barely going to see 8 in the box. Defenses are going to respect the hell out of the passing game for the Jets now. And Breece Hall should be able to run free. And in the event that defenses start playing heavy zone coverage to try and take away the big play from the receivers, you're going to see a lot of checkdowns for Breece Hall. That's huge in PPR, and it'll get you a lot of receiving numbers as well. The Jets' offense is going to be very good.
Yeah, I know a lot of people are anxious about that with Breece Hall, Dave, because that's a lot of people took him early, understandably so, maybe first, second, third, wherever in the draft, and hasn't netted those results yet. So maybe that'll happen for him. Now, on the same day, out of kind of nowhere, seemingly, we had heard the name Amari Cooper. Where could he go? But boom, he goes to the Bills. Not that Josh Allen needs a lot of help fantasy-wise, but what does this mean for the Bills? Kind of that same kind of question for Allen, for Cooper, and the rest of the Bills' offensive players.
It's pretty clear. Allen needs a number one receiver. They tried to have Dalton Kincaid or Khalil Shakir kind of manage that role. They wanted Keon Coleman to be in that role, but Amari Cooper has been in that role over the course of his career. And we saw it in Cleveland. He was getting around 8-9 targets per game. But the types of catches that the types of throws rather, that he was getting from Deshaun Watson just weren't very good. A third of the targets that he saw were off target, meaning that they were uncatchable. And so that's always a problem for somebody when it comes to statistics, which is a big deal for fantasy. I don't have to tell you that, Jason. That's kind of obvious. But now he's going to catch passes from Allen. We saw what Stephon Diggs was able to do when he went to Buffalo. And although they are different types of wide receivers, I think that that's the type of effect that Amari Cooper will have. And the more that I think about it, I started after the trade happened, I said, oh yeah, Amari Cooper will be a number 2 wide receiver. I'm starting to think he might end up being a high-end number 2 wide receiver, like a top 15-ish type of fantasy wide receiver. Clearly a great opportunity for him. I do think that the learning curve for Cooper is going to be a lot steeper than the learning curve for Davante Adams. You might not see Cooper go with a big game until week 9, week 10. He's just got to get on the same page and get his timing down with Josh Allen. That's going to take a little while.
Question from one of our listeners here, text line, Dave. They want to know, I have to start 2. Garrett Wilson, Terry McLaurin, Davante Adams.
I'm sitting Garrett Wilson. I'm jumping in with 2 feet with Davante Adams. I know it's the Steelers, but the Steelers have allowed some numbers to receivers lately. And Terry McLaurin is taking on Carolina. I can't get away from that matchup.
Yeah. Okay. Want to ask you as well about some other people getting closer. It used to be just a fantasy must start, but he's coming off a significant injury. What are you looking at with, I was going to say Bradley Chubb, Nick Chubb from the Browns?
Nick Chubb.
Yeah.
So the Browns desperately need all the help that they can get, and I'm sure that once he's there and rolling, their offensive identity will change, and they'll try and lean on him. But every indication out of Cleveland is that they want to ease him back in, not put too much on his plate. They clearly need him for the rest of the way. They've got other running backs that can help shoulder the load. I would guess that maybe 10 touches for Nick Chubb is what we'll get this week, assuming that he's active this week, and I think that there's a pretty good chance of that. And then moving forward, that number grows to 14 and 18, and then when the matchup's right, probably 20, 25 carries. There is going to be a good finish to the Nick Chubb story, but I don't think it all happens this week against Cincinnati.
Pittsburgh, Russell Wilson. Looks like he may be back in the mix. You were kind of warming up, I know, on Justin Fields if you needed someone else on your roster. What do you do with Russell Wilson?
So I kind of don't get the move. I know that there were plays to be made by Fields, but his metrics mirror those of Russell Wilson last year in Denver. So my guess is that Russell Wilson has shown something to the Steelers coaches that make them believe that he's easily the better quarterback and the better thrower than Justin Fields, and that's why he's going to start. And it does change the dynamic of that offense because now all those plays where Justin Fields was going to take off and run, those now become passes, and that could help the volume for everybody involved. But I've seen Russell Wilson look very skittish over the last few seasons. And it makes me nervous to say that behind that offensive line in Pittsburgh, he's going to be cool in the pocket and make a bunch of deep throws and turn George Pickens back into a fantasy superstar. I think it's going to be a little ugly. I think it will be a lot of short passes and not a very exciting offense. And on top of that, they're taking on the Jets. I still believe the Jets are a very good defense. And I can't buy into – I'm not really buying into anybody on the Steelers this week, and that includes Pickens. He's a number 3 receiver, someone that it won't be in my top 24 in the rankings. Najee isn't in the top 24 of my running back rankings. I kind of think this offense could take a little bit of a step backward with Russ.
Who's higher in your rankings this week than maybe normal? So if someone hears the name out there, go, I have him. Maybe I should start. If we kind of went down quarterback, receiver, running back, that could help some of our fantasy players out there.
Sure. Well, I think that there are a lot of high-scoring games on the docket, and one of them is going to be Seattle at Arizona. So guys like Darnell Mooney, Jackson Smith and Jigba, Tyler Lockett. That's in addition to the studs like Drake London, DK Metcalf. Do you really need to hear me say their names? To start those guys. But those other peripheral receivers and tight ends on those teams are in play because I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. And honestly, I'm just going to go right to the quarterbacks, Jason, because Kirk Cousins is 6th for me.
Wow.
6th. Ahead of Burrow, Baker, ahead of Jalen Hurts, ahead of Patrick Mahomes. Mahomes is buried in my rankings. I don't like him this week at all. But I think Cousins is going to be good. I think Geno's going to be good. I think we're going to see another high-scoring game between the Lions and the Vikings. So Darnold is top 10. Jared Goff is top 12. I think those two quarterbacks and their peripheral receivers and tight ends can also go and have a big game. And one note that just crossed on my wire is that Aaron Jones is expected to play. Oh. That's going to help that Vikings offense as well. And somebody who has been sitting Aaron Jones or was anticipating sitting Aaron Jones, you can start him against the Lions. And the Lions, this is the best part about this matchup altogether. Aiden Hutchinson being out. Lions fans are going to say this is the best part, but I say it's the best part for fantasy. It's going to make it for an easier game for Sam Darnold and for Aaron Jones. So I absolutely like those guys. I think that's going to be a high-scoring game. And then one more high-scoring game, the Texans and Packers. So Tank Dell is a low-end number 2 wide receiver, a top 24 receiver this week. Christian Watson, more of a top 30 receiver. Romeo Doubs, maybe more of a top 40 receiver. But they're all in play along with the studs on those teams because I expect a ton of points scored in that matchup.
I want to go back to you kind of put Mahomes lower on your list. So that's the game of the week out here, certainly, and probably across, Super Bowl rematch. If we're talking Chiefs, Niners, who do you like fantasy-wise from that game?
I like Purdy better than Mahomes. I think there's questions about that run game right now for San Francisco. Is Jordan Mason going to play? If so, how effective will he be? Will he favor his shoulder a little bit? Anything that puts the ball in Brock Purdy's hands more, I like, for 2 reasons. Number one, that's where the strength of this 49ers offense is right now. Number 2, it's where the best place for them to go with the football is through the air against the secondary for Kansas City. I don't want to run into the teeth of that Kansas City defensive front. That's a tough team to run on. So throwing the ball, and that's why Brock Purdy is a borderline start for me as well. I think it puts the receivers in play. That's assuming that Debo is healthy enough to play. I know his wrist is giving him some issues. But yeah, Brandon Ayuk should have a bounce-back game after having a dud last week. Kittle's a stud. I'm curious to see what Ricky Pearsall looks like in the game. And then on the other side, Kansas City is kind of beat up as far as their skill positions go. We know Kareem Hunt is going to be their starting running back, and you'll start him as a top 24 running back. But Juju Smith-Schuster popped up on the injury report. And if he's out, the Chiefs are back to square one at wide receiver. And Xavier Worthy is kind of a boomer bust play. Kelsey, I'm sure, will get a ton of targets. But I think that there's a chance here that the 49ers find a way to win this matchup against Kansas City. And that's something that I might not have said a couple of weeks ago based on how the makeup of these teams were at the time.
All right, you're based on your answer there. I may know where you're going here, but a question comes in. Brock Purdy or Anthony Richardson this week?
I've got Purdy over Richardson, but I've got both of them over Mahomes.
Okay. And then I know you touched on this, but they just came in now. Someone's asking, should they start Nick Chubb? They didn't give me any other options, but it sounds like you're saying kind of ease in on him.
To give you an idea of where I have him ranked, Jay, I've got him behind Tyler Algier, Austin Eckler. In PPR, he's behind Zach Moss. I just poo-pooed the whole Steelers offense, easily starting Najee Harris ahead of Nick Chubb.
Okay. So, Dave, we know you're always busy from your podcast, everything you're doing there. Where can everybody else get all the information they need to be as prepared as they can for this week?
The name of the show is Fantasy Football Today. We'll be live on CBS Sports Network at 10 a.m. If you've got DirecTV or any other service, you've got CBS Sports Network, and we will tell you who we like as starts and sits for the upcoming weekend. If you're more of a podcast person, Fantasy Football Today is the name of that podcast. You can go to any podcast platform you like, download it, like and subscribe to the Fantasy Football Today podcast.
All right, you got multiple choices there. Dave, we always appreciate your insight and helping everyone else. Oh, one more just came in. Pollard, Chubb, Aaron Jones, or David Montgomery. I'm assuming they have to start 2.
Hopefully you have to start 2. I like Montgomery and Pollard.
Okay. Well, perfect. Well, Dave, thank you so much. We appreciate it. We're glad you're able to help those out there as well. And check out Fantasy Football Today, the show, the podcast as well. And we'll talk to you next Friday.
You got it, Jason. Have a good weekend.
All right, thank you. You too. That is the great Dave Richard joining us here from CBS Sports. Hopefully that helped you guys out. We appreciate him. Appreciate you guys sending in your questions for Dave. When we come back, we've got more questions for you. 3 for Madness. 3 questions, 3 answers. That's next.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, and Woodland. Chad, what's going on for Ram Power Days?
Save up to $15,000 off MSRP on new 2024 Ram 2500 Tradesmen. Plus, with over 400 new Ram trucks available, you're sure to find that truck you need at the Hoblet Ram Truck Center.
That is some of the best savings you've had all year, Chad.
Yep, and you won't find better deals on more Ram trucks than at the Hoblet Ram Truck Center. There's a reason we continue to be one of the biggest Ram dealers in the country, with numerous customer service awards, including the very prestigious Walter P. Chrysler Award, which means we are in the top 1% of dealers in the nation. Once you buy from Hoblet, you won't buy anywhere else.
Don't miss the savings at Hoblet. Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet. Period.
15,000 total net savings after 8,500 factory rebates and 6,500 dealer discounts. Rebates include 2,000 Hoblet Select inventory coupons, 2,000 Hoblet trade-in assistance, must have qualifying trade-in, and 1,500 commercial bonus cash. Must have proof of business ownership. At least 5 of this net savings. Coupons available while supplies last. See dealer for details.
3 questions, 3 answers. It's 3 for Madness on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Here's question 1.
All right, we got 3 for Madness coming your way in just a moment. Chris Willard will fire away 3 questions. Chris, I told you during our interview with Dave Richard to check out First Take. Cam Newton, former NFL quarterback. And look, that is a unique look is the only way I know how to say it.
I don't know what the wildest part about what he's wearing is.
Yeah, so we'll do our best to describe. We're on radio and YouTube, but Cam's always been eccentric, kind of over the top. So he's got a nice looking suit. He's got a bow tie, but I believe the shirt collar is up. So that's fine. He's got glasses on, and Cam has grown the hair out over the years. So he's got the hair out, literally out. So instead of like a top knot, it's there in the top knot, but he's also wearing a wide brimmed hat. And so the hair, I don't know if they cut a hole in the hat and it's going through the hat. It's just, it's unique.
Or is that just the top of the hat? Is all of his hair inside the hat?
I don't think so, but makes you wonder. And I think he's on with them every Friday.
And also the thing we're not talking about are the yellow glasses that he's wearing.
Yeah, there's yellow glasses. He also does he have a sweater vest? I think it's hard. I can't see the
No,
full.
it's a jacket.
There's another jacket underneath?
Oh, are you talking about underneath? Oh.
Yeah, no, he has
that's what it is.
He has a vest. He's got a flower on the lapel.
Nick, I don't know how he's not
square.
just sweating uncontrollably right now.
Yeah, because I'm guessing he's got an undershirt, the dress shirt, a sweater vest, the suit jacket, the hat, and generally they might keep the TV studio cool, but there's lights and anyway. Interesting. Could you pull that off?
No.
Yeah. All right. Let's do 3 for Madness, 3 questions, 3 answers. Question number 1.
Safer out. That Cleveland Guardians win will launch them Oh, is that safer out, not 3 for Madness?
Yes.
Okay. If you were in New York right now, what a time to be alive. What sport would occupy most of your time?
I mean, if you think about what's going on right now in New York, obviously the Mets are there. The Yankees are there. You've got the Liberty in the WNBA Finals. You've got probably some genuine excitement right now about the New York Jets getting Devontae Adams. You still have the Giants in town. You have the Rangers. You have the Islanders. You have the Nets. You have the Knicks about to start a season in which they were great a year ago, and they've added Karl Anthony Towns. This is, right now, it feels like the center of the sports world is in New York. They may say it always is. It isn't always there. But right now, they've got so much going on. I think for me, I would look at the things that have the most high stakes in it, and that would be either if I was a Mets fan, a Yankees fan, which I am, but lived in New York, Mets, Yankees, or Liberty. I mean, you've got a team that's
Liberty.
They're one win away from the WNBA Finals championship, winning it all. And then the Mets and Yankees, well, the Mets have some work to do. Yankees 2 games away from getting to the World Series. Mets need to win the next 3. That's crazy how much is going on around there. And that would be an interesting exercise because we have it a little bit here, Chris, where we know people. It's not foolproof, but I feel like in general, again, we know there's contraries to this, but it feels like if you're an A's fan, you're a Raiders fan, maybe Warriors, I don't know. But it kind of in the football, baseball teams in the Bay when they were around, it was kind of A's were attached to the Raiders, Giants, and the Niners. Now,
what's weird for like definitely people in my generation that were born like mid, I'll just say the 80s. If you're born in the 80s, you're most likely and you're an A's fan, you're most likely a Niners fan.
Yeah, now I know plenty of those where it's the crossover, you would say.
And it's literally just because when they were growing up, the Niners were good and the Raiders were in L.A.
Yeah, which totally makes sense. It's like I'm not going to – I just don't even know what this team is about. But I wonder how many you think like, oh, if I like the Jets, I like the Nets maybe, or the Jets, Nets, and Mets. And then are you Yankees, Giants, and Knicks?
And I think if you go, like if you're not inside New York City, as you go into like the outer parts, it gets even weirder. I know that there's like areas of Connecticut that are Red Sox Giants fans.
New York Giants and Boston, really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think what it is for a long time the Giants were playing at somewhere in Connecticut. They were playing their games for some reason.
Okay.
So it was like the people that were born around me that are A's Giants or A's Niners fans is like, oh, well, the closest baseball team is the Red Sox, but the New York Giants play here.
Yeah. I mean, and just the crossover of what that may be like there. And just right now that city is alive. They got a ton going on. And it'd be pretty great to be a fan of just New York sports in general. All right, let's get to question number 2.
Question 2.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how nervous are you about the Kings shooting?
If 10 would be the most nervous,
oh crap.
Yeah.
We're done. It's all over.
Well, I'm not there, but I'm not at 1. Like I would say in general, again, I don't know how many times I just say it preseason, but no big deal. It's how you play. Well, I haven't liked the way they played at all. And a lot of it's been based on really poor shooting. I mean, just incredibly poor. And one of the things that Mike Brown has done, he's not unique to this, but I like this philosophy, especially when, people react too much to one game in a regular season. I really think it's important to look in 5-game chunks. It just kind of makes sense. You'll have 16 of those during the regular season. I've said it before. If you go 3-2 and every 5-game stretch, you're winning in the high 40s, maybe close to 50 games, right? I think if you go 3-2 in every one of those 16-game chunks, that's 48 wins. And then there's 2 extra games, game 81 and game 82. Let's say you even lose both. That's 48 wins. That's going to be good. So that's just going 3-2. So this 5-game chunk of the preseason was 0-5. You definitely have to avoid that in the regular season. Got to avoid long stretches of losing. You will lose. It's how you bounce back. It's the next game. And now these aren't the exact same formula in the preseason, but there were some things to watch that I would say are concerning. And the one where the question is shooting. And that's the great equalizer. You could turn the ball over. You could not play great defense, but you could shoot your way out of things. The Kings have not done that yet in the preseason. In fact, they've shot themselves into losses. I mean, there was a couple nights where you go, they're killing teams in fast break points. They're getting points in the paint. They're out-rebounding teams. They're getting assists. It's the turnovers have been too high, and the shooting has just been awful. And so I am concerned. I know they've got better shooters than the way they're shooting. I think that can turn around and maybe with more consistent play from the top 8, let's say. But a lot of those guys aren't shooting well. So on a concern meter, I'm not going to panic and put it at 10, but I'm at like a 7.
Not even not shooting well. They're shooting terribly.
Like hideously. Like, I mean, it's across the board. Like last night, by the end of the night, they shot 34%, 26 from 3, and 79 from the free throw line. And I still have my Kings notes here from last night. Let me see if I can find them. In the first quarter, this got better. In the first quarter, or by halftime, the Kings were shooting 28%, 14% from 3.
Crank up the mids.
I'll take mids. It's not even mid. So not panicked. Panic would be a 10, but I'm in the neighborhood of 7 on their shooting right now. That's got to get better and fast. All right, question number 3.
Question 3.
Safer out. We will have one. Geez, why am I doing this? I didn't even mean to do that on purpose. Who will have the more impactful game this week? Devontae Adams with the Jets or Mari Cooper with the Bills?
You know, what's interesting is I really like the connection.
Well, is Devontae Adams even playing? I know he's had a hurt hamstring.
You know, he's better.
Oh.
He went to he even complimented the Raiders treatment. You know, they were really working on him. And he got to New York and miracle. He's better.
Good job, Raiders.
Yes. Give them their props, their flowers.
If the Jets win the Super Bowl, does the training staff of the Raiders get a ring?
They do, because they get high compliments from the Jets. Adams will play. You heard Dave Richard in our last segment. He's high on what he will mean to this team. I think the trading for Amari Cooper is going to be a really nice move for the Bills. But for this week, I think the bigger impact will be Devontae Adams. One, Aaron Rodgers has got to get going. As much as we're looking at other things and what's not happening right with the Jets, Rodgers was brought in to be the Hall of Famer, the difference maker, the franchise best quarterback, and to get him to a Super Bowl. This team has been underperforming, and he's part of it. He has not thrown part of it. He has not thrown for 300 yards in 30-plus games. He's got to get going, and now he's got everything. He's got a good running game. He's got enough weapons as a receiver in his receiving group. It's time for Aaron Rodgers to start responding and playing better. All right, when we return, the NFL week did officially start yesterday. We'll look back at last night's Thursday night win, what Sean Payton did to his former team on Drew Brees night, just gutted the Saints. And it's Chiefs week, 49ers and Chiefs from Santa Clara on Sunday. We'll talk a little bit about that and more when we come back on Sacktown Sports.
Great googly moogly.
It's Herter. He's been hot. He fires. He's still hot. Kevin Herter from downtown has a 15-point first quarter.
Sacktown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Folsom Lake Kia.
I'm Dirk Verdorn in the KCRA 3 Weather Center, and expect a windy day today. Wind speeds anywhere from 15 to 25 miles per hour from the north. Plenty of sunshine with temperatures that will be warming into the upper 70s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
DC here for Folsom Lake Kia, where they make car shopping easy with a huge selection of new Kia models, low payments, and zero down deals with approved credit. Folsom Lake Kia, your trusted dealer in Folsom for over 25 years. FolsomLakeKia.com.
Whitey here reminding you that not all grills are created equal. Give your family a real treat. Bring out all the flavors of the upcoming holidays with the amazing Napoleon Prestige line of outdoor cookers. Napoleon grills that features other grills can't match. They're built different, built better, built to last, complete with a lifetime warranty. All made with premium steel that boasts absolute quality. Just because it's October does not mean we can't barbecue outside. Visit California Backyard now for your best selection of grills and Napoleon Grills accessories.
Hi, this is Greg Papa. Disasters hit every day. If your home, business, or building has suffered from any disaster, SunPoint Public Adjusters can help. SunPoint prepares, presents, and negotiates your claim with the insurance company, working only for you, making sure you get everything you're entitled to and letting your focus be on what's most important, your family, or your business. Call SunPoint today at 888-247-7865 or contact us at sunpoint.us. SunPoint Public Adjusters, the gold standard in public adjusting.
License number 2N14884.
Don't let summer energy slip away. Live the active life you love year-round with a personally fit arch support system from the Good Feet store. Precision engineered to support all 4 arches. Good Feet puts your feet in a more ideal, comfortable, and pain-free position. And Good Feet arch supports are now HSA and FSA eligible. Book a free fitting at goodfeet.com or come in and get a free pair of OS First Performance socks. Free. Normally a $25 value at the Good Feet store.
It's 4th and goal. The pressure's on. The home team needs this to win it. No matter what you're up against, it's always a win at Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda. Special finance options and trade-in offers make it easier than ever to upgrade your ride. Because at Stockton Honda, we believe everyone deserves a winning deal.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Number 1 claims based on 2023 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company. Sold on report.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sacktown Sports.
You're going to want to make sure to stick around 9 o'clock, Niners at 9. Greg Papa, the voice of the 49ers, will join us each and every Friday, and we'll have him this week. Friday at 9, it's Chiefs week, rematch of the Super Bowl. That's going to be fun to talk to Greg coming up in about
Great googly moogly.
90 minutes. I love that cut. Good pull on that one. Did they redo that commercial, or are they re-airing?
They redid it.
Okay. Because that was a great one they've had for years, and then it felt like it's on again. I go, wait, is this new?
So they're rerunning the Andy Reid one.
Right.
But they redid it because it was just some guy in the first one.
Oh, okay. It wasn't Andy Reid in the first one?
No.
Okay, gotcha.
He was in
Philly then?
Maybe even Green Bay.
Really?
It's like a really old one.
It's that far back? It probably is. So I'll go, oh, it was like 10 years ago. And they go, no, it was in 1989. You're like, oh, whoops.
Like when I talked about the Red Sox Yankees.
Honestly, what year was that?
2004.
Woof. Woof. Wait, you weren't here yet, huh?
I wasn't.
Yeah, but close.
I'm trying to remember, where was I? I was working at DHL's call center.
You were at a call center?
Mm-hmm.
What was that like?
Awful.
What did you have to do?
Take calls from people that aren't getting their packages.
Okay, so now all of that would be so conveniently automated to make it easier for all of us. How awful is that? If you have to call anything, and why have, when you call something that you've called for years, please stand by because our numbers have changed. You know, some of the numbers have changed. They all have changed.
Remembering them.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I knew I would dial 3, then 6, and then I got to what I wanted. No, but please listen because some of our numbers have changed. No, they haven't. And what I mean, do you find this? What's the success rate, Chris, if you call something where you need an answer, but you get the automated? It's not a very high clip that you get what you want answered.
No. And it's like a shock when someone does answer your phone call.
Oh, like, yeah. I mean, I would rather talk to a person for sure. But like when you get the automated thing, you're like, okay, well, do I press 1 or 4? Because I'm not exactly, my question's kind of in between both of these topics.
I've got kind of a funny, it's not about automated service, but like talking on the phone.
Uh-huh.
I was trying to get Tim Ryan, this is a long time ago, as a guest on the show.
The Niners, Tim Ryan?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So I call his number. He doesn't answer, so I leave a voicemail, and I'm like, hey, Tim, this is Chris, blah, blah, and I mess something up, and I just go, and so on phones when you're leaving a message, you press 4, and it says restarting the message or whatever.
I did not know that.
Yeah, so you can re-record a message if you press 4.
Okay. I just make my screw ups and move on.
So I'm just like, I'm like, hey, can you come on? Oh, damn it. And so it's a beep, beep. It's not saying like re-recording message. I'm just like, okay, Tim, so if you could just give me a call back, that would be great.
Yeah.
Didn't get a call back.
Oh, I was going to say that might have worked for me. I'm like, wow, this guy really struggled. So let me call the guy back.
You're a nicer guy.
Yeah. Feels great, baby. All right. So last night, the NFL week started with Thursday Night Football. Saints are at home, and this is a special day for the Saints for many reasons. One, they are playing the Broncos. That's probably the least of the special part of the nature, but that brings a return of Sean Payton, the greatest coach the Saints have ever had. It also was a night where they were honoring Drew Brees. So Drew Brees, having family in New Orleans, I don't know of a community that's more in love with one of their greatest sports figures.
Go get there and get that ball there.
Than New Orleans is with Drew Brees. I mean, they absolutely love him.
Well, he came in at the perfect time, right?
He did.
Right after Katrina.
And
got them a Super Bowl.
Transformed that franchise, made them entertaining. He was great. He had so many good years. They were a threat a lot of the years. He did get a Super Bowl. And yeah, when people are like, he'd never have to pay for a drink or he could run for me. Like, yes, and all of that.
And I want to say that when he came from San Diego, didn't he dislocate an elbow or a shoulder?
I think there
was
shoulder issues with him.
And it was like one of those things like, oh, this is the absolute worst time to get him. He might not be the same again.
This could be a colossal failure. And instead, it could not have been a better success. So they have Drew Brees night. This is awesome. Let's honor one of our own. We're in a little bit of a rough patch. Let's get it back going, and we're just going to be fine. And we'll beat up on the Broncos and celebrate and honor Drew Brees the right way. Instead, it kind of went like this.
Blitz on the way. Rattler's in trouble. Pulled down as he throws, and this ball knocked up into the air and deflected and picked off by Cody Barton. Barton looking backwards into the end zone. That is a Denver touchdown.
One more.
Come back here and to win on a night that Drew Brees, his quarterback, was celebrated going into the Saints Ring of Fame. The Broncos come to town, and they soundly beat the New Orleans Saints by a final score of 33-10. So Sean Payton on his way to midfield hugs his former assistant coach, Dennis Allen. They've worked together for a handful of years.
Well, this was a tough night for the Saints, a great night for the Broncos. They get in the win column. They've kind of restored and reshaped their season. They're playing a rookie, trying to go through some growing pains with Bo Nix, and they are, and he's adapting. He's a gamer. He's doing a nice job. On the other side, Dennis Allen and the Saints started 2-0. They were cruising to 40-point games and blowing everybody out. They haven't won since, and Dennis Allen addresses the injuries.
I think guys are trying. I think guys are working. We're dealing with a lot of injuries right now, and that's it's not an excuse. I don't want anybody to misconstrue that as an excuse, but it is part of it is an issue for us. And I think all of us are trying to fight through that.
All right. So that's Dennis Allen. We go to the other side, the man kind of the night, Sean Payton, returning to New Orleans. He's now the coach of Denver. It's been removed. He's been gone for a little while, but they still remember and reflect on all the great times that he had there. And Payton talked about returning and seeing some of his former players.
Those are a lot of my guys.
Yeah.
And I say that respectfully.
Yep.
Those relationships, that's what we're in the business for. And I think that's what I probably missed the most when I was out doing media.
All right. And then lastly, from Payton, he would reflect on, a lot of times we look at general manager, coach, quarterback kind of makeup for teams, and specifically head coach, quarterback. Well, Payton and Brees were a magical partnership, and Payton also called the plays a lot of those years too. Let's hear Payton talking about Drew Brees.
He's meant so much to the city, not only the organization. It came at a time right after Katrina when it became more than football. And for that, what he did for my career and all the coaches, we all flourished while he excelled. And so it was great seeing him.
That's exactly what you were saying, Chris. Right, perfect time, right after Katrina. The city was gutted. I had seen the pictures. I assume everybody had seen that after the time. It was just really hard for me to fathom as someone that had been to New Orleans several times and, know where different parts of our family lived down there. And then when you go back after Katrina, I was absolutely stunned the way it looked. It was stunning. And this was well removed after Katrina, how the city was still just in ruins. It was just, it was going to take a long, long time to rebuild. And in some senses, it's not rebuilt in some areas. But you do go on. You do try to pick yourself up, and one escape and one thing that can help is entertainment or sports. And, the Saints, what they provided with Drew Brees, with Sean Payton, what they helped build down there as a successful team, an entertaining team, an escape for people of New Orleans and the outlying areas was amazing. And for that to happen last night, and it kind of goes back to what we said, Chris, with the Kings. It feels like every time the Kings did something with good nature, good intentions, they're honoring one of their past legends, and then the team would fall flat. And here's the Saints. It's like it's Drew Brees night. Sean Payton's here. Yeah, we kind of want to beat him because he's the opposing team, but we also want to, love on him because he's our greatest coach. And then that coach comes in, thumps your team, makes you question everything about your team right now on a night where you want to honor Drew Brees, which they still did, but they didn't honor him with a very strong performance at all. As far as the Niners go this week, they're going to get ready to take on the Kansas City Chiefs. We heard earlier from Dave Richard. He's concerned a little bit about some of the injuries with the Chiefs. One quick preview on that. Again, we'll talk to Greg Papa at 9. Let's hear from Patrick Mahomes talking about no matter who's playing receiver, he's still going to feel confident.
Yeah, I have extreme confidence with the guys that are on that football field. I mean, they've won games. They've won Super Bowls. They've made plays in big moments. And Brett Veach does a great job of bringing players in that can step up whenever their number's called. And so every time I step on that football field, I feel like we have the best ability to win. And I think that's a credit to Brett Veach and Coach Reed bringing in guys that really get after it and put in the work to be great every single day.
Well, I'm really looking forward to the Chiefs and Niners game on Sunday. That's going to be a game you can hear here, a game you're going to want to watch if you can't listen to it. It's going to be fun. It's going to be definitely fun to see. Just kind of another gathering information and measuring stick for this year's 49ers team that's underachieved to date, but still has the big goals out in front of them, and anxious to see how they measure up with the Chiefs. Again, we'll ask more of that with Greg Papa coming up at 9 when we come back. Last night in Major League Baseball, man, the Guardians and Yankees both got to their closers. Neither one could hold up, and the Guardians saved their season. They would have been down 3-0. Instead, it's 2-1. It's a new series. And the Dodgers now, they are dominating the Mets. They are one win away from the World Series. We'll look back at the day and evening in baseball next.
Subscribe to Sacktown Sports on YouTube and watch the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Live Monday through Friday from 6 to 6. Plus view archive shows and exclusive content.
Subscribe at youtube.com/Sacktown Sports.
There are so many things I love about fall weather. The crisp air, the changing leaves. It's all so magical. Until my kids catch a chill outside. That's where Kohl's comes in, with cozy layers, warm jeans, and more. I found all the styles my kids need when the seasons change. Plus, I got 20% off with a coupon and earned Kohl's Cash. So here's my style forecast. Prep better for fall weather at Kohl's. Select styles. Offers end October 20th. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohls.com for details.
Lowe's knows that to win the job, pros need the best prices. That's why only at Lowe's, MVP's Pro Rewards members can get a volume discount on eligible orders as low as $1,500 at the Pro Desk. That means you get the prices you need to start any job, small or large, because Lowe's knows pros. Valid in-store only. More terms and restrictions apply. Visit Lowe's.com/terms or Pro Desk for details.
Model year-end pricing is back at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
During the model year-end event, lower interest rates at Folsom Lake Honda make lower payments. It's no wonder why Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop. Come in today or check out our entire inventory online at FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Get an instant cash offer for your trade at FolsomLakeHonda.com. We'll buy your car whether you buy from us or not. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda. Go to FolsomLakeHonda.com. Your one-stop Honda shop.
Power Business Technology is proud to be 100% independent, locally owned, and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a 2022 Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at PowerCopier.com.
O'Reilly.
Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts in West Sacramento and Town Center Plaza next to Nugget Markets now through October 29th for the Customer Appreciation Day sale. You'll get 2 times O rewards points on select purchases. Plus, pick up 5 quarts of any Mobil 1 full synthetic motor oil and receive a $10 gift card after rebate. And buy one, get one free Coca-Cola products at your Town Center Plaza, O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Disturbed. Live. Oh, get up, come on, get down with the 25th anniversary of the 5-time platinum album, The Sickness. 2 sets, 1 show, The Sickness in its entirety, and greatest hits with special guests, Daughtry, and nothing more. Friday, May 9th, Golden One Center. Tickets on sale Friday at 10 a.m. at Ticketmaster.com. Disturbed. Live.
Advanced Infusion Center, where wellness meets vitality. Unlock your full potential with our customized Liquid Vita vitamin IV drips tailored to fit your unique lifestyle. Whether you're an athlete aiming for peak performance or travel often and looking to stay healthy, we have an IV just for you. At Advanced Infusion Center, we understand that wellness isn't just one size fits all. That's why our expert team is here to personalize your infusion experience. Ready to elevate your wellness journey? Call Advanced Infusion Center today or visit us at advancedinfusion.com.
The quest for ring number 6 happens here on Sacktown Sports 1140.
Ball George went up and caught the ball. Touchdown! San Francisco.
Listen on Sacktown Sports for all the 49ers action.
Jennings went up and took it away. What a catch by JJ. He scored 3 touchdowns today.
The quest for 6 lives here on your local sports leader, Sacktown Sports 1140. The only place in the morning to get your sports fix.
Live and local.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Show rolling right along. Jason Ross here, Christopher Laud. Still to come, we'll wrap up the show with Friday Fun and Games. We'll have Styles and Watkins, Christopher Laud, all participating. Later today, look forward to that. Leading you up to Styles and Watkins. We'll have the Drive Guys this afternoon. Busy weekend of sporting events, too. It's a good time. Lots going on, and it's fun to cover, including yesterday watching baseball, the best part of baseball, the postseason. And you guys know by now, I'm a Yankees fan, lifelong Yankees fan, and have always been. And they're the one team that I've had a different relationship, I would say, than like I'm wearing a UCLA sweatshirt today. I've been a Bruins fan, a Kings fan. And the reason I say that is I am always hurt when they're last loss. So I don't, there's not many regular season losses for baseball that you get that down on, but it's the postseason when they're eliminated, if they make it. But what's been different about them for me is I have seen them win a World Series. I've seen them win quite a few. And yeah, it's been a while since they've been back there, since 2009. So it's not forever, but 15 years. And want them to do it again, want them to get there, want them to win it. But I also feel like there will be more chances for them. Where when the Kings had their chance in 2002, I remember thinking at that time, well, this is the beginning of the run. So we're going to see this. I mean, it hurts. It was devastating. But probably in 2003, maybe 2004, 2005, like 3 or 4 more years probably of being in this championship type window. And that was gone. I mean, that was, they still had good teams, but they never made it as far as they did in 2002. And when you miss out on those opportunities for teams that don't normally get there, that's where it can be really frustrating. So yes, I do want the Yankees to win. I want them to beat the Guardians. I want them to beat the Dodgers or the Mets. And want them to win a World Series. If they don't, I feel like I will see them compete and have a chance again next year. Now, that may mean 80 wins and they don't make it, or another playoff loss, but that's kind of how I have explained it or rationalized it for myself as a fan. But it doesn't mean on the journey there aren't great moments and painful moments, and there was both yesterday for me and probably for those watching if you have a dog in the fight or just the way sports go, the back and forth nature. It was a fantastic baseball game. And when you had Clase in for the Guardians to close it, the guy who just is about as unhittable, and Aaron Judge, who has not been hitting, you get moments like this.
Swung on and drilled to right field. That ball is going to be gone. It was a line drive, and it went over the right field fence. It's a Judgian blast. The Yankee dugout goes nuts. They're all on the field. A 2-run home run to tie the game the opposite way.
I think that caught John Sterling by surprise. When he hit it, I knew he hit it well, but I didn't think he hit a home run. I was like, oh, man, just get over the outfielder's head. But it carried out in right field. The very next batter for the Yankees.
Swung on and hit in the air to center field and deep. That ball is high. It is far. It is gone. Stanton and Judge have hit home runs, a back-to-back and a belly-to-belly. And the Yankees take the lead. Giancarlo non si può scapparlo. He homers, and he and Judge hit him back-to-back.
All right, so they got to the Guardians closer. The Yankees would add one more seemingly important run in the ninth inning. 2-run lead. They go to Luke Weaver, who's just been a dominant closer, kind of a found gem for the Yankees that hadn't been doing much in his career, but all of a sudden becomes their closer that they could rely on. Well, they could rely on until there was 2 outs in the bottom of the ninth.
Swung on and hammered high, deep to left, away, out of here. Bedlam in Cleveland. John Kensey Noel.
Big Christmas. Christmas came early. A huge home run, forced extra innings. Yankees do nothing in the top of the 10th. Then it's walk-off time.
Swung on, hit high, hit deep to left. There she goes. How about that? A walk-off, 2-run home run to the bleachers and left by David Fry. And the magical 2024 season is not done by any means. Cleveland with a 7-5 10th inning win.
Oh, it hurts to hear, but I appreciate what that means for people of Cleveland. Man, what a moment. I mean, really, what an incredible moment. A name we know out here, Stephen Vogt, now the manager of the Guardians, talked after that great win.
This is like, our group is resilient, and we've had this next man up mentality all year long. You just knew something good was going to happen. And those guys coming up to the plate, man, it's it's not the first time that he's come through in a huge moment like that, right? So so happy for him. That was awesome.
All right, the other manager, Aaron Boone, who could just taste a 3-0 series lead, now finds his team up 2-1, but lost a little bit of the momentum. Certainly here he is after the tough loss for the Yankees.
It's the playoffs, man. You hit tying home runs and go ahead homers. That's what it looks like. Like, yeah, I mean, you never have anything in the bag in the playoffs. No, you never take anything for granted. So no, I mean, but you're going to celebrate big moments all the time like that.
And one more from Boone.
That was, playoff baseball. Both sides just kept coming with haymakers and big at bats, big moments off of 2 really good bullpens, and they outlasted us tonight. They had one more good swing than us, so it's part of it. Like I said, we'll be ready to roll tomorrow.
Yeah, so now it feels like today's the swing game. I always feel like that with Game 4s because most series, if they're 3-0, they're most likely over, right? The percentage odds there are pretty low for the team down 3-0. But if it's 2-1, a lot of people look at Game 5 as like the swing. Well, to me, it's Game 4. 2-1. If you go to 3-1, you're really in good position. If it's 2-2, brand new series. If Cleveland wins today, they have Williams on the hill. Yankees going with Luis Gil. This is a massive, massive game for Cleveland. That first pitch will be at 5:08. Big game for the Yankees, too, to try to take full control of the series, much like the Dodgers have now done, and they continue to be absolutely dominant. And the scary thing for the Mets, the Dodgers' best players, they're now hot.
Ohtani swings, and it's a missile to right field. Marte will turn and watch this one fly. Shohei Ohtani, a leadoff home run, a laser beam to right field, and it's 1-0 Dodgers right off the hop in Game 4.
All right, and this offense has been cruising. They've won 3 of the games, 3 of the 4 that they've won with an 8-run or more cushion. They did more of it yesterday, and Mookie's also catching fire.
Now Maton's 2-2. Bet swings, hits a high fly ball, left field, going back Nimmo on the track, at the wall. It is out of here. Mookie Betts, watch that one fly from the batter's box, admiring a 2-run blast.
All right, and then let's hear from them. From the Dodgers, Max Muncy knows LA's in control, but certainly doesn't think this thing is over just yet.
For us tomorrow, it's a 0-0 series. We got to go out there and take care of business. We're not thinking about, one more game. We're thinking about tomorrow's a 0-0 series. We got to go out there, prepare the right way, game plan the right way, get our approach going, and, just take care of business and play Dodger baseball.
First pitch shortly after 2 o'clock today. That's Flaherty versus Peterson. Obviously now, this would be a must-win for the Mets. All right, great day of baseball yesterday. 2 more games today, like we said, 2 o'clock, 5 o'clock today for the National League and the American League Championship Series. All right, when we come back, Kings preseason is over. Not very impressive.
And we might have a special guest.
Coming your way. We'll tell you about that. 6 days away from the real thing. They certainly don't look ready to me. Do they look ready to you? We'll talk about what we've seen through the preseason and possibly a special guest. We'll let you know about that next.
The quest for ring number 6 happens here on Sacktown Sports 1140. Listen on Sacktown Sports for all the 49ers action.
Jennings went up and took it away. What a catch by JJ. He scored 3 touchdowns today.
Quest for 6 lives here on your local sports leader, Sacktown Sports 1140.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-583-5795. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-583-5795. That's 800-583-5795. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Elk Grove Honda.
I'm Dirk Verdorn in the KCRA 3 Weather Center and expect a windy day today. Wind speeds anywhere from 15 to 25 miles per hour from the north. Plenty of sunshine with temperatures that will be warming into the upper 70s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
At Elk Grove Honda, we've acquired some of the best pre-owned cars we can find. Whether you purchase a new Honda or a like-new pre-owned Honda, Elk Grove Honda has the right Honda at the right price. In the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 and Elk Grove Boulevard, or elkgrovehonda.com.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
It's Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room, and guess what? Primetime football is back. Capital Casino is giving away $500 per game in high hand bonuses for every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday night primetime game. As always, offering the best food, the best service, and the best action with the most variety of games in the region, conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. So check them out, Capital Casino, and always remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Don't you deserve health care you can count on? Well, you can count on United Healthcare with Medicare plans that fit your life today.
Test 1, 2. Hello, everybody.
You can enjoy reliable coverage and low out-of-pocket costs with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. United Healthcare Medicare Advantage plans, made for California, trusted everywhere. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th, so go to uhc.com/Medicare today. Finally, an easy way to find home improvement contractors. Just visit subcontractorsunited.com and simplify your search for home services professionals. From cabinets to windows, roofing to plumbing, Subcontractors United is an easy, simple way to find and hire a home improvement contractor. And you never have to give up personal information. So no harassing phone calls like you get from those other websites. Subcontractorsunited.com is sponsored by D&D Cabinets and Savage Design.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
Golf.com's Josh Sens offers 5 common golf course maintenance mistakes and tips to correct them. You've hit the green, and to fix your divot, you jam your tool underneath the ball mark and lift the soil, but the right way is to circle the edges of the mark with your tool, gently pulling the turf toward the center. Second, when fixing divots in the fairway, fill it with sand until it's level with surrounding turf, and gently smooth it with your foot. Third, when the course imposes the 90-degree rule, it means to stay on the cart path until you can turn at a right angle to your ball, minimizing wear and tear on the turf. 4, when you're driving on the course, proceed at a modest pace and avoid staked and roped off areas. Avoid sharp turns, wet turf, bunker edges, tees, and greens. The superintendent will applaud you. 5, in a bunker, rake the sand smoothly and exit as you entered from the low side. Tap the sand from your shoes and leave it as if you weren't there. And now that you know, make sure your foursome knows as well. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
All guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
KHTK HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Your flagship station for the Beam Team.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sacktown Sports 1140. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone. And then boom,
with Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
Well. Look at your screen, YouTubers. For those of you on the radio, you hear me. We got Christopher Laud on the other side of the glass. And mystery guest for our audio people out there. Identify yourself.
Uh-oh. I got it. Hold on. That's me. Hold on. I know how to fix it. And I fixed it. Good morning. How are you?
I'm great. Did you officially get a Monty vest?
Oh, you can't. Sounds like you can't hear us.
Nope, I can hear Jason. I was getting. Oh, it was on you. I was getting the feedback. Now I can hear you.
Oh, that's me. That's me. I can fix that. Just say something.
No, you got it. Hey,
if you see something, say something.
You got it. I thought it was me. I had to I muted my side, but then I realized, wait, I just muted Jason. And as always, very smooth. Good morning from Jolly Old. Yes, I am over here shuttling back and forth from England to New York, as I warned. Good morning to everybody in the chat. I guess first and foremost, since I am currently across the pond, I'm actually using their equipment to check in. How does it look? How does it sound? Is it okay?
You look handsome.
I text you this, but you sound better than when you're at your house.
I agree.
Or in Palm Springs.
Yeah, they have very professional equipment here. It's bright out here. Look at that. I'm going to put on my England shades here.
Hey, Dave.
Yeah.
Is everything together?
That's the big slogan. I'm actually currently sitting. We have actually a duplicate of this back at our New York offices for press as well. So you'll see on Thursday, Friday, and maybe possibly earlier in the week, you'll see the same. It'll look exactly the same. But this is where right now, where I'm sitting here in Huddersfield Town, this is exactly where the manager, the players, they all do their weekly press conferences. And hey, we signed this guy, and that guy did this, and football, like that's right here. So I can actually maybe next week I'll have them put up a picture of the Golden One Center or something. They're very good out here. They can do whatever. They're wizards. That's why all the Harry Potter movies are in British, because they know what the hell they're doing. Yeah.
Well, I know you like Harry Potter.
How has your trip been so far? How was the flight? Did you make it through with passing the time? Did you get any sleep in? How'd that go?
I had no problems falling asleep, Jason. I fell asleep probably 4 or 5 times on the flight. The problem is somewhere around 4 or 5 minutes later, wake up, freak out. What am I doing? Oh my God, I'm on a plane. Oh, okay. But my heart rate's about 150 and I need to calm down and whatever. But I had my, I downloaded, as I said last week, a bunch of stuff, or this week. I had my video games. I had my little, what's called a Steam Deck. So I was playing video games and the like. But of course, as always, I have all this tech to take with me for the 10-hour flight. And I end up playing Royal Match on my phone.
Oh, come on. Really? Chris is laughing heartily in there.
It's true. Oh, by the way, Chris, this is just for Chris. I asked, this is funny, I'll share this. I asked Chris on our private text, I said, hey, is Jason okay with me coming on in this segment? He goes, actually, he's kind of furious about it.
No, the actual truth is I'm so glad I wish you were here all day. He's picking on me.
Chris.
I've been kind of pranking him.
Yeah.
What
guy,
did he do?
I kind of have been hiding the walk-off call from the Cleveland New York game in different spots.
Yeah, it just keeps like I'll hit the button like I'm leading off and I think it's something else and then it's the Guardians walking off on the Yankees again. I'm like, okay, all right.
Wait, I didn't watch the game last night. How did it end? I have no idea. How did the Yankees win? The Yankees
I'm not
win?
hearing. Chris, did we lose? Did we lose Dave? I'm not
Cleveland
hearing Dave.
Didn't win. You know who? I'll bet you this. I'm getting a feeling
through.
Cleveland won, and I'll tell you if they won, there's only one way they're going to do it. It's going to be a David Fry walk off. That's how did that happen? Was it a David Fry walk off? Because that's what I dreamed. If they were going to win, it was going to be a David Fry walk off. Is it a David Fry walk off?
Since you don't have like really an idea of what happened, how about I just play for you what happened?
That's why I was vamping and said the same thing 12
Swung
times in a
on
row.
and hammered high, deep to left, away out of here. Bedlam in Cleveland. John Kensey Noel.
Bedlam in Cleveland.
How do you think Tom pronounced John Kensey Noel?
Oh no. Joan Sky.
Noel.
He's like, it's John Kennesi Noel.
Oh no. And please tell me you said that's exactly right, Tom.
I'm not that mean.
By the way, Chris, are you impressed at all? This is just for our YouTubers, but look at how far I've come. This is like my 5th restart.
Oh
wow.
Yeah. How about that?
Work.
I have.
I haven't played in about a week or so.
Mm-hmm.
And I am currently at, let me get in here.
Oh yeah, here we go. This is where when I'm standing next to the endowed guy at the shower and I'm feeling good about myself, and then I look over and go, oh God.
76-73.
Jesus. That's more than double.
Well, I hope you feel badly about that.
And I gotta give my teammates some help with their life requests. Do that right now.
Oh, well, I always find I like doing that too. And by the way, so far, this again is just for YouTube and it's super low rent. And then I got to talk to you about the Kings here. I'm doing some research for Tom Maley, who asked me to bring some stuff back. Speaking of guys, Jason, has your brother ever brought back Walker's Prawn Cocktail Supreme chips?
No.
I will say not bad.
You had them?
Yeah.
I would say not good.
These were the cookies I was talking about. They're called digestives. There's a sleeve in my room right now. I will bring some back. They are the best thing I've ever tasted that has the worst name. Hey, you guys, this is the nickname I give my son.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And you know what? There's nothing like a nice bowl of Weetabix crispy minis.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's Weetabix.
Weetabix.
So that's everything over here. As you can see, I'm in short sleeves. It's actually very nice weather, which in West Yorkshire is not normally the case. But I will tell you, I'm sure you've used this stat already, ladies and gentlemen. Although the game started at 3 a.m. through the power of technology. I like how when I breathe out, my nose goes right into the thing, the microphone. Sorry about that. Through the power of technology, Jason, and I'm sure you've gone over this today, so forgive me, but the Sacramento Kings have not gone 0 for the preseason since 1991 when they went 0-6. But what people are forgetting is that year they went 0 for 6. How'd the regular season go? For all
how'd
of you
it go?
panicking? Yeah, they went 29-53.
Oh, so they won 29 times. Okay.
You know what? There's been years where we haven't even won 28. So everybody needs to quit pitching.
Woof, Dave.
Yeah.
Woof.
I will say this one thing I'm very surprised about, Jason and Chris, because this is the 40th year of the Kings, as we all know. And what we do know is that there's been more bad than good with this team on the floor. So for a fan base to have anything but massive PTSD, for this fan base to trust this team at all whatsoever. I mean, by team, I don't mean De'Aaron Fox and company. I mean this franchise historically. There's no reason to do it. This should be a fan base of absolute pessimists like me. So I asked today, how do we feel gut feeling going into the season? One of two ways. And with about 1,000 votes in, the choices are I'm panicked or it's preseason. Chill. 68% of the Sacramento Kings fan base says it's preseason.
Really? Well,
that's down from a high of about 75% this morning, Jason.
Okay. And I mean, the weird thing is if I'm voting in that poll, I'm probably closer to it's preseason, but because I'm not panicked, but I don't like anything I've seen. So I guess
you're
I'm
optimist prime. Exactly.
Well, I'm generally an optimist. That's what I was saying earlier today, but I don't like any of this. Like, I mean, yes, in theory, it could be better as soon as Thursday against the T-Wolves, but what would lead us to believe that will just magically happen? It can, but there's no, like, there haven't been like breadcrumbs for this. Like little signs like where you go, okay, but it was just this group, or it was just, they just aren't doing this. No, there's a list of things that they're not doing that makes it concerning for me. I'm not panicking, but I don't know. It's not good.
It's not good. And look, this is the honest to God truth. If I'm hanging my hat on anything, it's that 3-point percentage, which is not sustainable. They're not. I promise you, if there's one thing I do know, and I know, you know me, I'm jinxie guy. I wouldn't be saying this if I didn't feel it, if I didn't know it.
Every single thing that every fan does at home or at the stadium makes a direct impact in the game.
Thank you. Thank you, Chris, for a lot. Here's the thing. They're not going to shoot 21% from behind the arc all year. They're not. They may not shoot 41%, but they'll be in the 30s. They'll be in the low to mid 30s. So that's not going to continue. But what are they just going to learn how to shoot over the next week? And you've got Minnesota coming in, who a lot of people have in the Western Conference Finals this year. Then, by the way, you go to LA for game number 2 to play the Lakers, which isn't going to be a cakewalk. You come back home and play Portland, who just beat the crap out of us, missing their 2 starters at Golden One Center. Then you go to Utah, who just beat us, and then you're on. That starts off a 4-game road trip, which includes Atlanta, Toronto, Miami. If things don't get fixed really quickly, Jason, you know this team could be in some trouble early. That being said, was it last year or the year before Kings started out 4-0 in the preseason, then went 0-4 to start?
Yeah, I think it was 2 years ago.
2 years ago. So there's that too. It's just, I think it's okay to be concerned. I'm not throwing in the towel on the season yet.
Right. No, exactly. That's where I'm at. It's just, again, I think we even had a texter earlier, Dave, that said, sometimes the preseason is about finding out what else is new. Like if there were a couple of rookies or young players that we go, at least there's that. That looks like a huge bright spot. I haven't seen a lot of that. I mean, in the end, I think Sabonis and Fox and DeRozan, that main core are going to be just fine. But this team doesn't want to be just fine. Like they have some hopes and aspirations to be, this was a good offseason, and keeping Mike Brown, keeping Malik Monk, adding DeMar DeRozan, they've done some pretty good things, and it's not just to be a 9 or 10 seed again.
No, that is not the expectation for this team. This team has expectations, and let's be honest, they took a step backwards last year. They did. They took a step backwards last year. You have your star point guard who is awaiting a hopefully max deal, which means he makes one of the all NBA teams. You've got a lot riding on this season. It could go in a very, very bad direction very, very quickly. But it is the preseason, and they are also undefeated. And with Safer Out coming up, and I know, no, we're not at Safer Out. Hold on, let me see. I got this in front of me. This would be, let me do the math and carry the 1. Oh, I know we're late on 3 for Madness. Excuse me. Can I stick around for 3 for Madness and then go? Is that okay?
No, your math is bad. We've already done that. We're in the 8 o'clock hour.
Oh, we are. Oh,
we're talking Kings. It's listed. We're right on point.
No, we're just previewing other. And okay, all right, we can.
Yeah, we can keep going.
Yeah, we can keep going.
I was just about to text you guys, but we could just do this on the air. Do we just want to take the break to 25?
Yes,
I'm in. I'm
Are
in
you
for
good,
that.
Dave? I mean, you're.
Yeah.
Okay. Is everything together over there?
Everything's together still.
Okay.
Everything. So yeah, I think there is. It's like, are you panicked? No. Are you optimistic? No.
Right.
But like I said earlier this week, my eyebrow is raised all the way up to my scalp, and I am concerned.
I was talking to Jason earlier. Like, let's say that the Kings had a really great preseason. Everything is the opposite of what they're doing now, but then they start the season 2-5. That's the type of thing of like, it's not the best, but you know what? We saw a lot of good things in the preseason. I'm not that worried about it. If they do that now, it's going to be like, what is happening right now? Right. Everything needs to change. What just happened?
That's right. That's right, Jason. And I'm not saying that this 0-5 is going to subliminally lower expectations to make losing at the beginning of the year if that happens better. But I will say I didn't have shooting like you and I from behind the arc as an issue this year. But right. What we did have was that front court defense depth, and signing Doug McDermott. You know, we haven't talked since McDermott signed. That happened, I think, when I was on the plane.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that, especially when you got a team that's not hitting threes and you have a guy who came off the couch and had 14 points last night. Dougie McBuckets is he's not Dougie McChuckets. He's that for a reason, and he's been a shooter since his days at Creighton. He's a coach's kid. He's going to play the game with a high IQ. He's going to do all the right things. He's going to fit in perfectly on that part of the world. Now, I'm not looking for Doug McDermott to make some stops. I'm not looking for Doug McDermott to post up down low and provide some beef in the middle. That's not going to happen. So you still have that gaping issue going into the season, which may or may not come to fruition as a problem. But if it does come to a problem, we're gonna be sitting there saying, guys, we knew this before the season started. What the hell?
Yeah, I think, and that's why I think where my a little bit of concern would be is the areas I think we all are, and you just brought up a couple, is defense, front court size. Maybe they're vulnerable in some of these things. But I thought, well, the one thing they're going to be very elite at is offense. Like, this is just going to be a great offense. And right now they're turning the ball over way too much, and they're not making their shots. So that's where, like, if they lost a bunch of these games, again, I don't even care that they lost. It's how they play. But if they were playing and we're going, they're not really stopping people, but boy, are people having trouble stopping them, I'd feel better. Right now, it's kind of both are going against them. They're really not scoring at a high clip at all, and they're not stopping people, and that's a pretty bad recipe.
Part of the problem, too, Jason, if we really want to get down in the dumps for 2 seconds, is that things are going on we talked about the other day that really call into question, what are we doing? Is this a team that is treading water? Is this a team whose ceiling is, a second round exit and whose floor is not making the playoffs as happened last year? Then you look at a team like Oklahoma City, who's in a smaller market, has a lower payroll, has lower revenue, and not only are they the reigning number 1 seed and expected to be the number 1 seed again, but with Kawhi Leonard going on the shelf and Paul George gone from the Clippers, now all of a sudden you're looking at, oh my God, are the Thunder going to have a lottery pick on top of every other pick they have? Are the Thunder unofficially in the Cooper Flag sweepstakes? Are the Thunder? It's like this team can just reload. And that I wish Sam Presti was, I'd marry Sam Presti if it meant, and that's no offense to Monty McNair, But I think Sam Presti's the best GM in the league, dollar for dollar. And you look at his model. And by the way, this isn't, hey, let's start tanking and trade everybody off. What I'm saying is he has created this semi-sustainable model where he rotates that team from your Russ Westbrooks, James Hardens, Kevin Durant's, and then Wall. And now they're back with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Chet Holmgren. And I got to be honest, I think this team is every bit, if not in a better position than they were during the Durant Westbrook years as far as the future setup. Are we going to be one of those teams in the middle?
Right. And that's the thing where there's such a wide range of where this team could finish. And so when some people I've seen have the Kings as high as, in the preseason predictions 3 and 4 in that range, and others have had them kind of living near that edge at 9 and 10. So the preseason offering makes us feel closer to that 9, 10, or even out range. And that's why it's a little bit concerning. It was funny, Dave, yesterday while your travel day, it was the day before was your travel day, but talked to Sam Amick. It was great to have him back. He has just sent us a note. He told us yesterday his article was going to be coming out in The Athletic about the Kings, him and Anthony Slater. So I guess it's just been posted. But he said talking to everybody, his internal vibe is a little bit different than the way the Kings have been playing. I think there's genuine excitement, like how they got DeRozan. I think everybody seems to be excited about that. It's weird because, we're only looking at the games that have been played, and
that's right,
which is all we can evaluate. But it did sound like, and Sam was coming from a spot where, it's kind of a huge year for the Kings, obviously, on decision makings on De'Aaron, as we alluded to a little bit earlier, but just kind of where they are as an organization to keep this momentum going. And a lot of them internally feel like they can do it, which is good. But so far, they're not showing us that, at least in the preseason.
Forgive me for repeating because it's the first time I've seen this. Did he go over anything specific that De'Aaron said yesterday?
Nothing specific to De'Aaron. I think the one thing that was a little bit telling to me that he shared a story about, he and Anthony Slater put this together. They were both at the game in San Francisco on Friday. And I was talking to Sam about the preseason struggles. And he goes, what's interesting is the game Friday, kind of taking it from the Warriors camp, they were actually kind of frustrated with that game because they won. But when it was starter for starter, the Kings were outperforming him. And I think we're up a dozen when the starters came out, and the Warriors were kind of down on that. Almost took it like that was a loss for them. And where we all kind of, by the end, the Kings lost. And then the next game they played was Portland. And it's just like all the momentum had kind of just shifted. Like, what's wrong with this team? So Sam, it was just a little bit of a good perspective where I think the Warriors were a little more complimentary of the Kings than probably we have been.
Well, remember when we talked about this, it was old news about the extension, and we talked about this at the beginning of the summer and how committed De'Aaron is to the team and the city and all that, which is all true. But let's say that's DEFCON. I never know how it works. I think DEFCON 5 is peacetime and DEFCON 1 is like we're at war. Let's just assume that's the case. I'm officially moving us from DEFCON 5 to DEFCON 3. I'm actually skipping DEFCON 4 when it comes to De'Aaron Fox.
Okay.
I'm making that official. I'll read you the quote. When asked about this is from Sam's article, and I invite you to check it out at The Athletic. De'Aaron said when talking about the extension, for one, I'm in no rush. For two, I just want to make sure where we're at, because people have seen the league. Turnover of a team can happen in a matter of a month or 2 or 6 months. If we were contending for a championship, it might be different. Jason Tatum just won a title. Bam Adebayo's been to the finals twice. That's his close friend from Kentucky. I'm just using people in my class who have signed extensions. They've already been through that, done that. So yeah, they have that security. But for me, we're continuing to build. Now listen to this part. I would love to be here for my entire career, to be on one team in one city for my entire career. It's not unheard of. But I want to make sure that we're in that position to be competing at a high level for a long time, not just fighting for a playoff spot. Obviously, the way that the West is going, we have to continue to get better as players, as a team, as an organization. And I mean, I'm not saying I'm not staying or that I am staying, but I would love to be here. And I want to make sure that we're competing at a high level. Jason, De'Aaron Fox has just, through Sam Amick and The Athletic, and there's a lot more in this article, he's just officially put the team on notice that he wants to be here. He loves being here. He's committed to being here, but he ain't falling for the banana in the tailpipe anymore. They need to be on the upswing. And for example, we talked about this earlier. If this ended up being a down season again, that noise we're hearing right now, which will go away, will build to a crescendo as the season progresses. And the nightmare scenario, Jason, is now all of a sudden here's what's in play. If the Kings were to say be 15-15 to start the year, 25-25, 30-30, hovering around 500, maybe below. And I don't expect that to happen. I think they'll be better. You're now going to start hearing things like the Kings should move off of De'Aaron Fox right now and get max value for him. So that because he's already indicated he doesn't want to be part of a rebuild, and they're stuck with their cap. They're stuck with their salaries. They're stuck with a lot of these players. So I don't want it to, it's not freak out time.
No,
but I would equate this De'Aaron Fox news, Jason, to the preseason. I'm not panicked.
Right.
But my eyebrow is officially raised.
Yeah. Cause you see what it can be, right? What I actually like De'Aaron's comments for multiple reasons, Dave. One, I think they're very honest. I think that's what I would try to convey if I was De'Aaron, where it's like,
that's right.
I personally think, I do believe he would like to stay. Like if there's a preference, if he could pick his road, it would be that. And that would also mean they're good. And they
100%.
are competing for whatever version of he thinks is as a contender, right? That would all be positive. He could be a lifelong King and probably at that point be on the top, the number one Mount Rushmore of Sacramento Kings of all time.
Right.
But it also then it's planting the flag a little bit. And it's like, hey, let's keep Mike Brown around. Let's make sure Monty does his job. Let's make sure me as a player is better. Let's make sure my teammates are better. I think these are all good things. But I also, there's some nuance in there. And I guess where I'd ask you, trying to interpret other people's statements, but would you classify, Dave, last year for the Kings as a down season?
Yes.
Okay. And that's fine. That's a good answer.
Yes.
So a down season was last year, and a person who I would say was in a very, very similar situation was Malik Monk. And Malik Monk chose to, what we believe, take less money, still very good money, but we believe less compared to other offers, and he believed enough in what was going on here to return. Now, De'Aaron may not make that same choice if this year is whatever a down season means to someone, but I think it's interesting that Malik Monk chose that path.
No, and I agree. And different strokes for different folks, and they were in different positions. But I want to go back to the comments that, of all things, that all Nick Young made on Gilbert Arenas' podcast the other day about how it's tough to get recognition, the proper recognition in Sacramento or in your smaller markets. By the way, he's right. It doesn't mean that De'Aaron hasn't gotten recognition, but as we talked about, he's not getting the recognition he'd get in LA or New York or Houston or Dallas or Chicago. And De'Aaron's not 20 anymore. He's not 30, but he's not 20, and he's entering or has entered the part of his career where you start talking about legacy. You start worrying about rings. You only get one shot, one opportunity, as Eminem said, to have a career and build a legacy off of it. And yeah, it'd be great to be Tony Gwynn. It'd be great to stay in the same spot your whole career. And Tony Gwynn was a Hall of Famer. Tony Gwynn also has 0 rings. And I don't blame De'Aaron for that. And as a Kings fan who's diehard, who was here before De'Aaron, who will be here after De'Aaron, I fully respect what he said there. And I like that he's putting the franchise on notice so that they understand what's exactly at stake.
I agree 100%. I mean, I think this is actually great. Well, it's the right move. I don't know if great is the answer I'm looking for, but it's the right type of pressure on everyone. And that's what this business is. I mean, there is pressure on every single person around. Sometimes it's more and it's higher profile for the people, like for a coach or a general manager that can be removed from their job. The players generally have another outlet where they could be traded, but that's inherently, there's just massive amount of pressure in this industry.
There is, and I'm fine with that. And that's you want to have expectations. You want to build something. Coming up next, I guess I'll take this out. Coming up next,
look at you.
You're
leaving us.
Yeah, I am leaving. I will. Depending on the travel schedule and all that, I will definitely be doing Thursday and Friday next week. Nice. Can't miss opening day, and then the follow-up. I will definitely be waking up at 3 a.m. here to watch opening night, which is just so brutal, dude. But I'll do it. You know why? Because I'm committed to you, Jason. I'm committed to that UCLA hoodie you're wearing, and I'm committed to getting Chris, who's wearing the Cell shirt, which I love, all kinds of different candies over there, of which I've
hold
got
on.
some.
You said that this is like tough because you have to wake up at 3 a.m. to watch the game. Don't you wake up at 3:30 every morning?
Yeah, but I also don't have to. I have a different schedule.
Got you.
Over here that doesn't allow me. There are no naps over here. This is go constant. Let's put it this way. Physically, I am working far more hours when I'm over here than I am back home. But I do miss you guys already. I appreciate all you're doing. I heard the Sam interview. It's good to have him back. And I'm just honestly, I'm really, really excited for Niners Chiefs. So say hi to Greg Papa, please. I am number 2, really scared about Niners and Chiefs. And I'm really, I just want this basketball season to begin so we can stop with the whole, well, I don't know. Are they good? Are they bad? I don't know. I just want to know. Do they suck? Are they good? Do we suck again? I don't know, but I want to find out, Jason.
We will find out soon. Well, Dave, enjoy your time, and we look forward to talking to you next week, and enjoy your weekend.
You know what? Let's do everything together, guys.
Yeah, everything is together.
Patrick Stewart money.
Hey, Patrick, I'll be there. Yeah, we're gonna go eat some broiled prawn chips or whatever the hell those were. Have a good break, and we'll see you soon. Bye, everybody. Love you. All
right, back with more after this.
The NFL's leading rusher plays here.
The handoff to McCaffrey, walks in the end zone. Handoff to McCaffrey, takes it right down to the goal line. He does his thing again. McCaffrey goes in motion right. Backwards pass led by Juszczyk. A block there. Hurdles a man. 10-5. Touchdown! CMC!
You can hear all of Christian McCaffrey's touchdowns on your home for 49ers football. Sacktown Sports.
Model Year End pricing is back at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
During the Model Year End event, lower interest rates at Folsom Lake Honda make lower payments. It's no wonder why Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop. Come in today or check out our entire inventory online at folsomlakehonda.com.
Get an instant cash offer for your trade at folsomlakehonda.com. We'll buy your car whether you buy from us or not. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda.
Go to folsomlakehonda.com.
Your one-stop Honda shop. O'Reilly.
Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts in West Sacramento and Town Center Plaza next to Nugget Markets now through October 29th for the Customer Appreciation Day sale. You'll get 2 times O rewards points on select purchases. Plus, pick up 5 quarts of any Mobil 1 full synthetic motor oil and receive a $10 gift card after rebate. And buy one, get one free Coca-Cola products at your Town Center Plaza, O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Check out Sacramento State football this Saturday, 6 p.m. versus Weber State.
The NFL's leading rusher plays here.
The handoff to McCaffrey, walks in the end zone. Handoff to McCaffrey, takes it right down to the goal line. He does his thing again. McCaffrey goes in motion right. Backwards pass led by Juszczyk. A block there. Hurdles a man. 10-5. Touchdown! CMC!
You can hear all of Christian McCaffrey's touchdowns on your home for 49ers football. Sacktown Sports.
Carmichael Dave here from my good friends at American Energy. Cool weather, if not cold weather, is in our future. You know that. It'll eventually get there, and American Energy wants to make sure your system is operating safely and properly. So now is the time to take advantage of the $49 fall tune-up inspection. That's regularly $119, but includes a full safety and duct inspection. And if your system's over 10 years old, it's free. The tune-up is on American Energy. Give them a call right now. They're offering $50 off your first recommended repair, or if you need a new furnace, that's half off the price of a new unit. American Energy been serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You can check them out at the AEWay.com for an instant quote. That's the AEWay.com. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
Call 916-520-9998 now.
I'm Brian Tedesco, CEO of Blaupunk Americas, the pioneers of the car stereo.
Today, we're not just about sound systems. We are revolutionizing the e-bike scene with Blue Dot Bike. Thanks to AmericanEagle.com, our online presence now features a dynamic e-commerce website that showcases the quality and affordability of our foldable e-bikes. And our collegiate e-bikes, just perfect for the college fanatic. These e-bikes offer a new way to experience freedom on two wheels, no matter your age. When we needed a top-notch website to match our cutting-edge e-bikes, we turned to AmericanEagle.com. They made the impossible seem easy, tackling digital challenges like pros. Check out the Blue Dot Bike website to see AmericanEagle.com's amazing work in action. Need the best in website and digital marketing solutions? AmericanEagle.com is your go-to. They've been a game changer for us, and they can be for you too. Visit AmericanEagle.com or call 877-WEB-NOW-1. That's 877-WEB-NOW-1.
Hey, October's already heating up on the Sacktown Sports live events calendar. Enjoy family fun at Dave's Pumpkin Patch in West Sacramento all month long. Pick your perfect pumpkin, navigate the corn maze, jump on a massive jumping pillow, and create unforgettable memories for the kids. On October 20th, don't miss Renee Vaca at the Crest Theater for a night of laughs and entertainment. And mark your calendar for Sinners and Saints, the region's best Halloween party on October 26th at the venue at Thunder Valley, complete with a $5,000 costume contest. It's the most spooktacular event of the season. Looking ahead into November, join us for Legends of Motown at the venue at Thunder Valley November 23rd, bringing you the classic hits that defined a generation. And you're not going to want to miss the Jersey Boys Midtown Men Holiday Show December 8th, also at the venue at Thunder Valley. It's going to be a night filled with festive cheer and old school classics. And stay tuned to Sacktown Sports for all your live event updates and your chance to win tickets.
Carmichael Dave. He has very good sources, and he just kind of tells it as it is and gets to the point.
Jason Ross.
He has a lot of pretty smart things to say. He's good at what he does.
On Sacktown Sports.
Coming up at the top of the hour, Greg Papa, the voice of the Niners. Good to catch up with Carmichael Dave.
Can I say something that might make you guys feel a little bit better about the preseason?
Please, I think we need it.
Do you remember the talk of during the preseason, like, oh, if the Kings win, are they going to light the beam? Right. Do we really light the beam during a preseason win?
We save the beam?
Maybe they're just like, hey, we're just going to lose all the games so we don't even have to worry about it.
Nice. Just kind of
saving it for the real games.
One step ahead of everybody. But I would have liked them to lose closely. Not play so poorly.
See, they lost so terribly, just to let you know that's how much they were trying to lose.
Yes, and then when they do win and win at a high level, we'll go, man, I missed that beam. I love that beam. Just more love for the
We're
beam.
about to get a call from Monty. Like, who the hell told you?
Yeah. And who let Dave have my vest? My goodness. Thanks again to Dave. And again, any part of the show you ever miss, you go to the podcast, you go to YouTube, watch it back on replay. We appreciate all of you that are here this morning and make it a part of your day to join us. We do appreciate that. Let's get to 4 down territory. 4 downs. Chris, first down.
What is your lock of the week in the NFL?
Hey, lock it up.
You lock it up.
All right, I'll lock it up. I'm going to go out on a limb for my lock, which is not what you should do. A lock should be something you guaranteed you're certain. I don't want to take the easy choice, like an 8-point favorite, a 10-point favorite. I am taking a 6-point favorite, but with an asterisk. My lock of the week is a 1-win team that's favored by 6. Dave may go to this game. We don't know. The Patriots of the Jaguars.
Jaguars.
Jackson.
You're luxurious as Jaguar.
Do you like luxury? Jacksonville is favored by 6. Lock it up. I think Jacksonville wins that game and beats the Patriots. You think Dave makes it to that game? I don't think he's going.
No. Oh, he just texted. Just show stuff.
Show stuff.
I thought he was still listening. He's just like, I'm going.
Going, all right. I'm trying my hardest. Okay. 2nd down.
What is your upset of the week in the NFL?
All right. Upset. Let's go past the Sunday games, and we're going to Monday. Tampa Bay at home. I love home underdogs. They are hosting the Ravens. People are high on the Ravens. The Ravens are very good. They're 4-2. Tampa is 4-2. Maybe a bit of disrespect to Tampa being at home. Baker Mayfield's got that offense flowing. They're 3.5-point underdogs. My upset of the week is Tampa Bay for the Baltimore Ravens.
Do you think it's weird that Kansas City is an underdog?
I do. At 5-0, and I feel like a lot of people are picking the Niners. I don't like it when it's the crowd is so heavily leaning one way.
And then Mahomes, everyone's against us.
Yeah.
We got to go and win it for Kansas City.
Yeah, I just went out there and got my 6th win. I don't know. I'm just out there trying to compete. All right, third down.
Which game would you most like to attend this week in the NFL?
I mean, there's some good choices this week in the NFL. Texans-Packers would be fun. I've always wanted to go to Lambeau. Let's see what else we got as good.
Did you happen to see on social media like a person driving to Lambeau?
No.
It's like house, Lambeau Field.
I like that. That's where's that? Like Wrigley's that way a little bit. Where you're like, wait, where's the stadium? Oh,
if
there
you're
it is.
2 blocks away, you can't see it.
Right. Fenway a little bit, but you can see Fenway, but it's like neighborhoods, and I like that. That's kind of a really cool thing because most of the time it feels like you just drive up, there's a huge parking lot, boom, there's this big stadium.
Some of the houses were giving parking.
Oh, I'm sure. Making major
Like, how
money.
awesome would that be?
Yeah. Well, yes and no. Like, would you want to live by a stadium knowing that, like, okay, yeah, you can make a few extra bucks, but also, like, I just want to go to the store on a Sunday or a Saturday.
I mean, I think it's been there long enough.
Yeah.
You know what you're doing.
It's not a surprise.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, we're going to have a big gathering. Nope. Let's check the schedule. It's not going to be on this day. It's a home Packers game. Yeah, I think the game to go to, though. I think Jets-Steelers has some nice feel to it. I mentioned the Ravens-Buccaneers, but it's the Niners. Niners-Chiefs, rematch of the Super Bowl. It's less about that. It's about who's playing. Chiefs are perfect. The Niners 3-3, try to get back in the win column again and get over 500. That would be the game to go to Sunday. I think that one's going to be a lot of fun. All right, fourth down.
Which college game would you most like to attend this week?
All right, talking about a good slate, and of course, besides the obvious, homecoming tomorrow night, Sacramento State, Weber State. You've got some good games this week in the top 25.
Our guy Brad's going to the game.
Brad's going? Oh,
Yep.
He was the ticket winner earlier?
Yep, he was.
Be rad. Have a good time, Brad. I think the game to go to, though, Hook 'em Horns, number 1 Texas, at home for number 5 Georgia.
You know, that would be my pick too.
Do you think our former boss here is going? Big time Georgia fan?
Oh, maybe.
That's a little bit of a trek to Texas.
Should we reach out? Find out during the show?
Yeah, text. I'm going to say he's not, but I think the text will be, I am not, but I would like to.
You think so?
That's what my predicted response from our former boss here, the Bry guy. He is a huge Georgia fan, loves them. And I know you know what? He also might be working. I think he's been doing some Saturday college football shows down there, but we shall see. That game will be fantastic. Georgia against number 1 Texas. They've been doing more and more Thursday night football and Friday night football too. Actually, there's a couple top 25 games tonight. Yeah, Oklahoma State at BYU is 13th, and number 2 Oregon at Purdue. So,
Texas is such a cool city too.
Yeah.
I mean, Texas, Austin.
Austin is fantastic. I really like Austin a lot. That's one of my favorite cities, I would say.
And I want to say Austin City Limits is still going over there.
I think so. And I haven't been in probably, it's been a while, and I wonder if it's like, when it's kind of a hidden gem. It's not a hidden gem anymore. It's long past that. And I don't know if it's gotten too much, but it's great. I really like Austin.
The first time walking around there, 1:00 in the morning, and like, is there like a fire going on? It's like, no, it's all the barbecues.
Yeah,
getting
people are
ready
still
for tomorrow.
cooking.
It's like,
Yeah.
oh my God.
The day doesn't end, that's for sure. All right, coming up at 9, Niners at 9, Raiders voice, 49ers voice. He was the Raiders voice. A radio voice. So the 49ers Greg Papa joins us. When we come back, though, who's hot, who's not, and we go streaking. See how we did. We'll have that next.
The Sacramento Kings play here.
He's got the triple. Sacramento takes the lead. Outstanding ball movement by Sacramento.
Every triple, every jam, every Kings win.
Sabonis with the jam over the Joker. He's got the three-point shot.
Get your Kings fix all season long.
Right here on your home of the Sacramento Kings.
Here's a steal by Fox, the breakaway. He's got the rip with the left hand.
Sacktown Sports at sacktownsports.com.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. So at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited talk, text, and data for $30 a line when you buy two. That's just $60 a month for 2 unlimited lines. So if you're 50 and up, make the switch and save. Come on, you've earned this. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com today. Requires 2 lines of service, age validation, and credit approval, subject to system and area limits, taxes, and other fees apply.
Whoa, it's you, the Capital One Bank guy.
That's what they call me.
Mind if I get a selfie?
Yeah, sure thing. Say no fees or minimums on your Capital One checking account.
Wow, that's a keeper. So, where are you heading?
I'm off to spread the good news that Capital One helps people keep more money in their wallet with no overdraft fees.
Oh, you're the best Capital One Bank guy.
Hey, mind if I get a selfie?
Sure.
Say, Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
Power Business Technology is proud to be 100% independent, locally owned, and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a 2022 Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at PowerCopier.com.
For 76 years, the Keys family from Naturewood Home Furnishings has been serving families just like yours and mine. Hi, I'm Frank LaRosa with Golf to Go. The Naturewood team takes great pride and significant effort to offer Northern California families a vast selection of home furnishings, most of which are made right here in this country. The kitchen table, which we purchased so many years ago, speaks to the enduring quality of the Naturewood product lines. We treasure memories made seated around that table with family and friends for birthday celebrations, school projects, and many late-night meals when the day just got away from us. Naturewood has provided thousands with home furnishings that not only last for generations, but also lead to everlasting memories of cherished times. Visit Naturewood Home Furnishings now during their 76th anniversary sale and get started making your own brand of memories. Meet the Keys family at Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
Don't let summer energy slip away. Live the active life you love year-round with a personally fit arch support system from the Good Feet store. Precision engineered to support all 4 arches. Good Feet puts your feet in a more ideal, comfortable, and pain-free position. And Good Feet arch supports are now HSA and FSA eligible. Book a free fitting at goodfeet.com or come in and get a free pair of OS First Performance socks. Free. Normally a $25 value at the Good Feet store.
If you're not looking for a brand new car, at Elk Grove Honda, we've acquired some of the best pre-owned cars we can find. We've kept only the best of our trades, and our buyer has found some of the finest pre-owned Hondas available in Northern California. You can see for yourself at elkgrovehonda.com. Whether you purchase a brand new Honda or a like-new pre-owned Honda, your car buying experience will be the same. We have the right Honda at the right price. You'll find us in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 and Elk Grove Boulevard.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
Disturbed. Live. Oh, get up, come on, get down with the 25th anniversary of the 5-time platinum album, The Sickness. 2 sets, 1 show, The Sickness in its entirety, and greatest hits with special guests, Daughtry, and Nothing More. Friday, May 9th, Golden One Center. Tickets on sale Friday at 10 a.m. at Ticketmaster.com. Disturbed. Live.
What's hot and what's not. Brought to you by American Energy Heat and Air, making the uncomfortable comfortable. Head to AmericanEnergyAir.com to find out more.
What's hot?
Yeah, hot. Real hot. And what's not?
It's not good. Brought to you by American Energy Heating and Air, Sacramento's complete heating and cooling company, and second opinion partner.
We're going to get to who's hot, who's not, what's hot, what's not, all that coming up here. A texter, I went to Ole Miss at LSU last week. It was unbelievable. I believe that. Man, fun night out there in college football for LSU. All right, Chris, who is hot?
Los Angeles Lakers rookie Dalton Knecht. Last night, he scored 35 points. He shot 8 of 13 from 3, and at one point scored 20 straight points against the Suns.
Yeah, we had the Kings on in here. We kind of worked our way to find that feed, and then we had that Laker game on. And like, what is going on with Dalton Knecht? Yeah, he was amazing. He had a great stretch there. Who's not?
Los Angeles Lakers rookie Bronny James.
Aw.
In Bronny's 5 preseason games, he scored just 8 points, averaging 1.6 points per game, 1 rebound, and 0.2 assists. He's also shooting 21% from the field and has yet to make a three-pointer.
Well, I can't think of why they would keep him. Is there any reason that they would keep him around? Any particular reason?
Which is weird because someone said a while back that in high school he was good enough to beat a bunch of the players in the NBA. Can't remember. The tweet got deleted.
Oh, I wonder who said that. See if you can find out who did.
I'll check it out.
Yeah, but if it's deleted, it's gone forever. Forever, ever.
Forever, ever?
Forever, ever. All right, we do have Greg Papa coming up here at the top of the hour. But it is time to find out how we did. Let's go streaking.
It's time to go streaking.
We're going streaking! Yeah!
Who is the Nostradamus of MLB? Who can keep the streak going? It's time to go streaking.
What the hell are you doing?
We're streaking!
We're streaking. Where are we? Dave was at 0. Chris, 0. I'm at 2 going into yesterday, but let's see how the show did. Carmichael Dave told us he was going to select Shohei Ohtani. That's a really good decision. Shohei led off the game with a home run. He had 3 plate appearances officially. We went for 3. He actually scored 4 runs. His line score looks really weird. 3 plate appearances, 4 runs scored, 1 home run, 1 RBI. So Dave got himself a hit. I was at 2, trying to get to 3, and I took All Rise, Aaron Judge. He got him 5 times, struck out 3 times, but he did hit a home run, one of the bigger home runs he had hit until it was squashed by 2 home runs later that were hit after him by the Guardians. But he got me a hit, so I'm at 3.
3 strikeouts, 1 home run, and a Yankees loss. Classic Judge game.
Christopher Laud. I don't care. It took somebody that went 1 for 4. Iglesias, your streak starter. He worked fine. You're at 1. So you, Dave, are at 1. I'm at 3. We asked Dave. We should have asked him live when he was with us, but he did submit via text. He's taking Mookie Betts. So he gets Mookie Betts. I'm going to take from the New York Yankees, Juan Soto.
I am going to take Francisco Lindor.
What?
Going back.
No Verdugo?
No.
I'd written in Verdugo for you.
Saving him for Game 7.
Yeah. I like it when Dave's here because you pick on him. Now you're picking on me.
I know.
I know. And I'm having a blast. I was trying to remember what I was going to do today, and then I was like, you know what? Oh, that's right. I'm going to have a blast. I'm not with you, Chris. Just enough with you. There you go. We've gone streaking. What do you got going on this weekend? There's a lot going on. You had your big night last night. Chris was at the wrestling show. We had Brian Cage in here earlier this week. And for those of you watching tomorrow night, TNT, look for Chris being loud in the front row. A lot of TV time. FaceTime or like the back of your head? Do we know?
I think it'll be like it'll be like someone being thrown out of the ring and me going, "Oh my God!"
So you sell it.
Yes.
Good. That's good.
We
think you'll get any direct shots like, look at this fan?
We should really have you talk to Jose because I would like to know what his
interpretation of the evening was.
Yeah.
What do you think he's going to say it was?
I've never seen Chris act this way before.
Do you think if you asked him to go to wrestling again, would he's like, oh, I had a great time, I'm doing it again, or you know what, I'll pass?
I think he would go again.
Okay, so
I think I'm a good fan.
Okay, and so he had the true experience.
Yes,
but like, why didn't you know who you should like? Who here? Oh, doesn't Ron love wrestling?
Yeah.
Like Ron, or I know you had a couple of the buddies that were maybe going to go and just things change, but I'm trying to think of, and we all know Scott Freshour. He was down there.
He was down there.
So I know he loves
and he's more of a WWE guy. I was shocked to actually see him there. I was like, whoa, what are you doing here?
Did he also get into it?
He left early. Like, you know, we had the Battle of the Belts.
Yeah.
I looked over, he was gone.
Oh, but was he into it while he was there?
Yes.
Okay, good. And that's what you want to do. You want to have some fun. So that's
the thing of, like, I think wrestling fans, there are a lot of very good wrestling fans, but there also is a wrestling fans that get into like Star Wars territory and like Game of Thrones territory where nothing will make them happy. So they just have to crap on everything that's in front of them.
Right.
To the point of, why are you watching if you don't like this?
Yeah. Text line was asking, what show is it? Collision?
Yes.
Yeah. There you go. Hopefully that helps you out.
Tony Khan was out there screaming his head off.
Was he?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're so happy to be here in Stockton, California.
I still, of all this time, I have not. No, I haven't been to that arena.
I've been there for a Stockton Kings game.
Yeah, I remember you went. Was that last year you went?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
I've driven by it. I've never been there yet.
It's a cool
nice.
spot. Yeah.
Well, cool. So people can check you out on Saturday. I'm sure that's Saturday night, right?
Yep.
All right. Check you out there. Any other plans for the weekend?
Not yet.
Not yet. Oh, a developing situation. All right. Well, we'll see how everybody's weekend coming up, because there are so much to follow this weekend, from a big college football weekend, the baseball playoffs, WNBA finals, and certainly the NFL. It is Chiefs week. We're going to talk about that with the voice of the 49ers, Greg Papa, scheduled to join us. We will have that coming your way in a jam-packed final hour of the show for the week. In the final hour as well, celebrating birthdays and Friday fun and games. So we got a lot to get to, including Pick 6 too. All that straight ahead. But Greg Papa joining us next here on Sacktown Sports.
Did you miss any part of our live local shows? Don't worry, you never have to miss them again. Check out sacktownsports.com and search our podcast page and play our shows when you want. The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Plus, other podcasts like Return of the Empire, Return of the Roar, the Stingers Up podcast, and Golf to Go with Frank LaRosa.
They're all available right now on sacktownsports.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-583-5795. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-583-5795. That's 800-583-5795. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Have you heard you can listen to your favorite news podcasts ad-free? Good news! With Amazon Music, you have access to the largest catalog of ad-free top podcasts included with your Prime membership. Enjoy shows like The Daily, Up First, and Consider This, available ad-free on Amazon Music. To start listening, download the Amazon Music app for free or go to amazon.com/ad-free. That's amazon.com/ad-free to catch up on the latest episodes without the ads.
I occasionally have nerve discomfort in my hands, so the things I love to do,
let's play something, Grandma,
became difficult as I got older.
If you have occasional stabbing and burning in your hands and feet, try Nervive Nerve Relief.
Nervive's clinically studied dose of alpha-lipoic acid reduces occasional nerve discomfort in as little as 7 days with continued daily use. Say yes to healthy nerves with Nervive Nerve Relief. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Hello, I'm Frank Cocker with Retirement Security Center for the Weekly Economic Update. We are in the final stretch for the current presidential election. What could this mean for investors? October is usually a positive month for stockholders, with the S&P 500 gaining 0.7% over the past 75 years. This doesn't hold true for presidential election years, however, as the S&P 500 has dropped 0.8% in October of that same time period. Stock markets rely on certainty, so without a clear winner, volatility has ensued prior to the end of the election cycle. The S&P 500 was up 19.7% as of the end of the third quarter, so even with some downside volatility, this could be a winning year for the index. Contested elections, such as we saw in 2000 when Al Gore didn't concede until mid-December, saw a 5% drop between election day and the date the winner was announced. Some of this uncertainty could have been compounded by concerns over technology share valuation. While past performance isn't an indication of future results, could we see something similar in 2024? We also have a stock market that's relied heavily on technology companies in recent years. How might this affect you or your family? Please go to frankontheradio.com to schedule an appointment, watch videos, and receive market updates. I'm ready to help you start your journey so you can define your future.
Securities and investment advisory services offered through Osaic FA Incorporated, member FINRA SIPC. Osaic FA is separately owned, and other entities and/or marketing names, products, or services referenced here are independent of Osaic FA.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, and Woodland. Chad, what's going on for Ram Power Days?
The savings just keep getting better and better. Right now, you can save up to $17,000 off MSRP on new 2025 Ram 1500 Bighorns. And yes, I said the very nicely equipped, updated 2025 Rams.
Man, that is some of the best savings you've had all year.
Yep, and you won't find better deals on more Ram trucks than at the Hoblet Ram Truck Center. There's a reason we continue to be one of the biggest Ram dealers in the country, with numerous customer service awards, including the very prestigious Walter P. Chrysler Award, which means we are in the top 1% of dealers in the nation.
Don't miss the savings at Hoblet. Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet. Period.
17,000 total net savings after 12,500 factory rebates and 4,500 dealer discounts. Rebates include 2,000 Chrysler Capital bonus cash. Must finance through Chrysler Capital. 3,000 in Hoblet inventory select coupons and 2,000 in Hoblet trade-in assistance coupons. Must have qualifying trade-in. At least 5 of the net savings. Coupons only while supplies last. See dealer for details.
Check out Sacramento State football this Saturday, 6 p.m. versus Weber State.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sacktown Sports 1140. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
All right, we'll be checking in with Greg Papa here shortly in Niners at 9. Chris, before you get to that real quick. Oh, I'll wait on that because I know you're trying to get to Greg Papa. We welcome you into the final hour of the show. As you said, you reached out, though, Chris, to our old boss, Brian, and I was talking about going to the Texas hosting Georgia, number 5 versus number 1, number 1 versus number 5. And you said you would reach out to him. What was his response?
I wish.
Okay.
I wish I was going, but it was too expensive. This is something I totally forgot because this is a yearly thing. There's an F1 race in Austin this weekend too. So flights, hotels, Airbnb, and tickets for the game were through the roof. National championship type expensive. So too rich for my blood.
Gotcha. Okay.
That man. Doesn't that just stink?
I know. And I used to be the big proponent of like, look, if you can, I mean, within reason, it's worth going to these sporting events, but it's changed. Like it's gotten to a point where like that number is just so significant. And I would never say to anybody like, oh, it's, if you can't make payments or, it's worth, no, that's not what I'm saying. But like, if it's a stretch, I would say do it. This is getting ridiculous.
Some of it's like, no, even if I do want to do something ridiculous and stupid, I can't even get to that point.
Right. And then literally sometimes you just go like, okay, financial, okay, maybe I can do it, but do I want to do that much? I was thinking a few weeks back, I think I'd mentioned on the air that when Sac State had their bye, was trying to go see UCLA play at Penn State. Now that they're in the Big Ten, they're not any good, but what an experience that would be. And just a couple things fell through. We actually had more things going on here that wasn't going to make that work. But along the line, I'm looking at hotels and different things and flights, and hotels ended up being more than the flight. And you're like, that should not be the case. But it's a small college town, and they know when their home games are, and it's tough to get to hotels. We ended up having, like I said, other things going on, but it just can become quite a chore. So that's why you have radios. That's why you have televisions. You can still see some of these things. But if you can get to these fan experiences and get to these games and it doesn't completely break the wallet, then do it if you can. We are efforting Greg Papa. We'll see if we can land him here shortly, but we can always land JR and bring him into the show. Good morning, JR.
What's up, girlfriends?
How are you?
Hey, us common folk are having a hard time paying for these venues, I'll tell you.
Are you kidding me? They have your picture on the wall. They don't want you in, but you get in anyway.
Yeah, sometimes you just got to act like you know where you're going.
But you don't.
You just walk right by, and you just act like, I got the game on the 20th, buddy.
Oh, do you?
24. No, wait, what is Thursday? What is today?
You tell me.
It's a week from the day -1. I will see you there at the Golden One.
Okay.
It will be fun.
Are you thinking everything's going to be okay, or are you not bothered by this preseason performance?
I just haven't been watching, so I don't even know. I don't care. I think they're going to do just fine as far as I know.
Okay. They always win in your head.
They haven't. I usually see the beam. I do go home and see the beam. And not just Jim Beam.
Yeah.
The other one.
You could take a pill for that.
I could take a pill. Look at Chris venturing out on Saturday, doing his own gigs now. I mean.
Oh, yeah.
His wings and flying.
It's been
and you never been down at the Stockton Arena?
I haven't. Tell me why I should. Is it great?
Oh, well, hey, you get to hang out with Deuce and Mo.
Well,
I went to a lot of the – and you sit on this – well, I mean, I always sit on the sidelines. But those games, you sit on the sidelines. You literally can have, like, a conversation with the ref. And really, I did this one time. We had this young lady. She was great. I was telling her to do push-ups and stuff. So, and she was pretty funny. It's a good venue down there, young man.
Nice.
Big win against Weber State this weekend.
Let's
hope I can hear Chris talking in the background. Tell him to turn off his mic.
I will.
Okay.
Thanks,
Love you, girls. Bye-bye.
All right. Got to have the stingers up for that for sure. See if they can get back on track this weekend. Thank you, JR. Appreciate that. As we continue to roll along here, we had our issues there, but I think we're good. What's that? Oh, yeah. So it's time to check in every Friday at Niners at 9 with the voice of the Niners, Greg Papa.
Touchdown! San Francisco!
He has nearly 40 years of broadcasting in Northern California. The voice of the San Francisco 49ers, Greg Papa. Sponsored by Sunpoint Public Adjusters, the gold standard of the public adjusting industry.
All right, Greg, thank you so much for being patient. I know we had some technical issues, but we're good. We're ready to roll. It's Chiefs week, Greg. How fired up are you for Sunday's game?
You think Andy Reid and Steve Spagnuolo got into my phone or something? I don't know.
I believe Spagnuolo might have.
In my hand, I'm waiting for you guys to call because I know how much you want to talk about this game. And, yeah, this is I think first and foremost, we just have to celebrate the game and these two teams and what they've accomplished the last 5 years. I mean, Kansas City's had a 5-year run that's as strong as anybody's in the history of pro football. Pittsburgh won 4 Super Bowls in 6 years. But Kansas City's been in 4 of the last 5, and they've won 3 of them. And we know how heartbreaking, 2 of them were. And they also beat Philadelphia with a late field goal. But the Niners have run the NFC. In the last 5 years, they've been at 4 NFC championship games and 2 Super Bowl appearances, and it's ended in heartbreak. But these are clearly, over the last 5 years, the 2 best teams in the NFL. We don't see them all the time because they're an AFC team. They do wear the same colors. They got some of the biggest stars in pro football. I mean, if Andy Reid's a Hall of Famer, Steve Spagnuolo is the only defensive coordinator in the history of the NFL to win 4 Super Bowls. Don't forget the one he won with the New York Giants and that NASCAR defense when Tom Brady and the Patriots were, going for the perfect season, 19-0, and Tom's doing the game on Sunday. And then Mahomes is a first ballot Hall of Famer right now. So is Travis Kelce. So is Chris Jones. And then the Niners got all their stars with Trent Williams and all the up-and-comers. Kittle is a borderline Hall of Famer right now. So we'll get into the competition and everything and the heartbreak of losing to them the way the Niners have. But to me, it's just a football celebration. I can't wait for this game.
Yeah, and Greg, I mean, I'm with you. And I love, to me, games like this, with all the star power that you just said, sometimes it's the game within the game. And I look forward to what Spagnuolo will be drawing up, how Shanahan will try to counter that. That intricacies, and I know you love the kind of the inner workings of football. That is probably as must-watch as anything.
So I had a long sit-down with Kyle, and if you're able to see it on NBC Sports Bay Area up in Sac, we'll play it after the Warriors game. I don't know if you probably get blacked out with that, but we'll play it on our on Sacktown Sports on the pregame show. Spags is just different. Spags has evolved. He's been coaching football. Guy's 65 years old. He's as old as Andy. And he's changed with, he was not a great head coach in St. Louis. Remember, he coached the St. Louis Rams.
Yep.
And there were a lot of factors there, ownership there, this was the talent level. But as a coordinator, and he's different than he was with the Giants. With the Giants, they didn't blitz a lot. He had that nice car package with Michael Strahan and Justin Tuck and Osa Umenyiora and those guys. And he was one of the first to move, defensive ends inside and play them as tackles. They called it the NASCAR. They went with 4 speed rushers. And that's what got Tom Brady. You don't want to blitz Tom Brady in Super Bowls or anywhere. You want to pressure him, and you want to pressure him in the middle. This team does some of the same things, but they do it with pressure. They do it with blitz and overload blitzes. And, go back to the Super Bowl and the Trent McDuffie blitz against Brock on the 3rd and 4th, the end of regulation. He's a free hitter, and he tips the ball. Brock had a hot there to get the ball to Brandon Ayuk on those double slants, and it just got tipped. And, obviously later in the game when he brought an overload blitz and the Niners busted and didn't block Chris Jones. But then he's got great man coverage guys behind it. These good. Then they have lost L'Jarius Sneed, Jace, from last year, but they've got young guys. I mean, Trent McDuffie, number 22, is as good as there is in the NFL, whether he's playing outside corner or inside. And he's not inside as much in the nickel with Sneed leaving. But Jalen Watson is long, Joshua Williams, Najee Johnson. They grab a lot. They'll hold you a lot and, commit penalties that don't get called and some that do, but they don't bust behind it, because they're sure tacklers and they're mugging up on you so tight. They're hipping up on you as playing man. So it's that's the matchup. I mean, Andy and Matt Nagy and their offense gives you all the bells and whistles and the superstars and all the motion and which way is he going. But the real compelling matchup is Kyle, who's Mike Shanahan's son. Mike, took the Bill Walsh coaching tree, and Kyle's taken it to a whole new level. 18 of the teams in the NFL run Kyle's system or a version of it up against the OG, Steve Spagnuolo, and what he's able to accomplish. No DC in the history of pro football has won 4 Super Bowls. So Belichick's got 6 as a head coach and 2 as a assistant with the Giants, and Buddy Ryan kind of revolutionized football. George Seifert won 3 as the DC here, then 2 more as a head coach. He's kind of gets lost in it, but I think Spags is one of the brilliant minds in pro football, and what he's done in his later years in his 60s. They don't often put, assistant coaches in the Hall of Fame. Dick LeBeau did go in, but he was a great player as well. You wonder if Spags is a Hall of Fame worthy contributor to pro football.
Yeah, resume is pretty amazing as we're talking with the voice of the 49ers, Greg Papa. Greg, last year I remember talking to you and others that cover the Niners, and the Niners were hanging on to that loss to the Philadelphia Eagles, and they were so motivated, then played them in Philly and just demolished them. This is a Super Bowl loss. This is a team they've lost to twice, but I don't get the same vibe that, this is, if they win, it's exercise all those demons. What are the Niners' approach just on that side of it, of playing the Chiefs again this week? Now, obviously a win helps their season, they move on, but is there how much of the remnants are left from them holding on to the Super Bowl?
Well, everybody's got their different emotions. For me, Philadelphia was different because it's Philly, and you're going to Philly, and my brother worked there for most of his life, but they're obnoxious there. And they made it tough on the traveling party at the team hotel, on the buses. It's hard to go there and play. And you play a championship game, gangrene is in your face. And the game got so out of hand because Brock got hurt.
Right.
But then their guys just talk a lot. They have guys, C.J. Gardner-Johnson, and they have guys that just talk. And then Debo talked. And so there was a little bit of that. The 49ers respect the Kansas City Chiefs. How can you not? I mean, I know they've broken your heart twice, but they've broken just about everybody's heart. You know, my hometown of Buffalo, you'd think they haven't gotten a few chicken wings broken dealing with that guy
right
in playoff games. I mean, that's just what he does. So, but you respect him. The one thing I don't like about what they did Super Bowl week was not accommodate the Niners with the practice field, the Raiders practice field in Henderson. They got like 6 fields there. You wouldn't have worked out at the same time, but the schedule would have allowed the Niners to work out there. And they said no. Being the AFC team, they had that. I mean, the Raiders are an AFC team. So the Niners had to go to UNLV and practice on that spongy field. And I went there Saturday before the Super Bowl. I couldn't believe it. It was like a trampoline. It was, we practiced on this all week? My God. And then Dre Greenlaw tears his Achilles tendon coming on the field. I think that's directly responsible with that. Deebo Samuel hurts his hamstring. I think that's a result of that field. Daniel Bullock's our defensive backfield coach, tore his Achilles. Wasn't even playing in the game. He just did it celebrating Jair Brown's pick. So it's a different vibe than Philly. Philly, it was, let's go back to Philly and shut them up. And are they really that good? And they kind of exposed him in that game in the quarterback. Jalen Hurts is not Patrick Mahomes.
Right.
So I don't know how the individuals feel. There was a Super Bowl in it was supposed to be, you know, a neutral venue. Although, you know, the Niners did have to go practice on a trampoline. But I think there's respect on what they do. We'll see how the game goes. It's a football game, and it's going to be physical. So I understand that approach, but I just think the level of respect for the Chiefs and the Eagles is very different.
How about health-wise? We saw a couple guys get hurt in the Seattle game and maybe some limited practice time. What do you know about between Mason? I know Debo's wrist. Maybe Jennings has been banged up a little bit. Where are the Niners health-wise for this week?
Yeah, I think Jennings is the one that's most concerning. You know, Mason's out there practicing, even though he's got the shoulder injury. He had the same shoulder injury in college at Georgia Tech, so he knows how to deal with it. It's a pain management deal with him, so he's going to have to take something before the game to numb out the pain. Debo's fine. It's his right wrist, but he's been a full go. They got the blue jersey on him because you don't want him banging him. Jennings is going to be an issue with the hip. So we'll see when Kyle talks today after practice what they designated. It's possible Jennings is out, or at least questionable, which leads to Ricky Pearsall.
Mm-hmm.
And, man, that guy is good.
Yeah.
You know, even with Jennings, if Jennings is up, I still think he's one of the best wide receivers, pure skill on the team. His ability to beat man coverage and his sweet feet. The guy has got incredible feet. And we were talking about Kansas City and how they love to play man, and specifically against the Niners, they like to man up their guys, and McDuffie took Debo out in the Super Bowl. I think Ayuk would be the guy to go to in this game with his ability to beat man coverage even more so. But Ricky Pearsall is a huge threat in that regard. Now, he hasn't played in the NFL. His cardio is a bit down, you know, after what he went through on Labor Day Saturday, you know, his wound. He's healed from that. His left shoulder that was partially dislocating a lot, he's healed. But that still is subject to pop out. And if it pops out in the middle of a game, and his is different. It's not the kind where they can pop it back in because it doesn't fully dislocate. I don't know if he can come back into the game and deal with the pain. So you have to have bodies up to cover him. But if Jennings is down, you could easily have Ricky up. I don't think he'll return punts in this game. And how much would he play on special teams? Probably none. And then you have to limit his snaps, I think, if he does play. His cardio's down. They had a walkthrough on Monday, and he got gassed just doing a 2-minute drill. He was better Wednesday and Thursday, but he's not in Ricky Pearsall top shape. So I think that's the big thing today, is if they do activate him at some point today or tomorrow and take him off the non-football injury list, and then you give him a 14 jersey, let him go on Sunday to make his NFL debut, and it would be fascinating. And then, how many snaps could he actually play? It may be the kind of deal like McCaffrey. Remember, they traded for McCaffrey a couple of years ago before the Chief game, and he was playing with Carolina, but didn't know the full playbook. They didn't use him on third downs, so he didn't know, blitz pickup and all that. So I think Christian played his number, 23 snaps in the game, so you may be able to get Ricky out there for 20, 25 snaps.
How much, speaking of injuries, I know the Chiefs have a couple here. We know about Rice from a few weeks ago. Hollywood Brown's been out as a wide receiver, and now it sounds like Juju Smith-Schuster might be a little questionable. What do you think that might do in the totality of the Chiefs offense?
Yeah, the Chiefs people don't tell me what they're going to do there, so I don't know. He's got a hamstring. The major one is Isaiah Pacheco is out. He broke a leg, and you mentioned Rashee Rice was their guy.
Yeah.
beginning of the year, and he had some off the field situations. I thought he's not playing this year. At least he'll miss the first half of the year. And the NFL didn't do anything. It's all been delayed until the off season. So he's out now. The football gods took him off the field anyway. A terrible ACL tear. So he was their guy, but they've re-energized and reinserted Travis Kelce into their offense. He was out early in the year. He was playing, but he wasn't a big part of the passing game. The last 2 games he's been. Juju was big in their last game on Monday Night Football a couple of weeks ago. They're coming off their bye against New Orleans. He's big time. They got Justin Watson, who's a big body guy. Always reminds me of a tight end. He wears a 84 with kind of a tight end number, and he's big at receiver. They have this rookie, Xavier Worthy, who ran a 4.21. He's not Tyreek Hill as a football player, but, man, he's got Tyreek speed. So I think Juju will find a way to go. McCole Hardman's always been a problem for the Niners, obviously, but it's Travis Kelce you got to concentrate on. And Kareem Hunt's a good back. He was away for a while, had some major issues off the field with domestic violence. They cut him off the team. He went to Cleveland. We saw him last year in Cleveland in that rain game. He's a big back, and he's playing well. But as long as it's number 15, he could throw it left-handed, backhanded, blindfolded, underhanded. I think he could, do like a soccer set piece and head the ball if he had to. The guy's just a freak as far as throwing a projectile or kicking it or whatever. If you're open, he'll find a way to get you the ball. Just don't drop it.
Yeah, absolutely amazing. So, Greg, final thought, like the big picture of the 49ers, 3-3. I think we all believe they should be 5-1, but they're not. They're 3-3. They're not in the most ideal spot, but they're also, still have all the goals and everything they want to reach is still attainable. As you kind of look where they are a third of the way through the season, where do you see this team going? Because look, I think talent-wise, this is as good as they've been, but can they get to the goals that they're chasing?
The game they played last 8 nights ago, Jace, was the most like them all year. They finished in the red zone in the second half. They were 3 for 3. They had a major meltdown in the third quarter that special teams started, but they righted themselves. They started to show who they are. We saw some of that against the Jets, but they stalled out in the red zone 6 times. Or whatever it was, they kicked 6 field goals. So they look more like themselves. There's going to be a point that they're going to kick in and be themselves. Now, McCaffrey is a huge part of that, getting Ricky completely up and integrated into the offense because teams are playing man against them. I'm confident coming out of the bye as they get their pieces back, they're going to be themselves and the team that we saw run this conference for 5 straight years. This game is just a huge mathematical game. It's not an NFC game, so it's not even as big as the Seattle game or the Dallas game next week, but it's the Chiefs. I think it would give the energy. The fan base would love to beat them, obviously. The guys in the locker room would love to beat them. There's no doubt. A lot of them, tell me, who in that locker room is beating the Kansas City Chiefs?
Right.
Nobody is a Niner. Did Trent beat them in Washington? I mean, anybody beat them anywhere? Devondre Campbell beat him. Stand up if you beat Patrick Mahomes.
Right.
I don't. So I think they just like to beat him. But if they do beat him, think of the celebration, the feeling of finally, it's not the Super Bowl. Nobody's giving you the Vince Lombardi after, but it'll be, well, we kind of slayed that dragon. Then you're 4-3. Then Dallas is coming in. They don't look like themselves. Now, are they going to get Micah back, for that game next week, a week from Sunday? They're coming off their bye, and they're pissed. They got rolled at home by Dallas. Their owner wants to fire everybody. But if you beat the Chiefs and beat Dallas, you're 5-3. Then you come out of the bye for the tough part of the schedule, but you feel like yourself. So if you lose to Kansas City, you can still come out of the bye in 4-4 and still get to where you want to go. But I think the math works a lot easier to win this game, obviously. And I think it would be just a big whoof.
Yeah.
We finally were able to beat those guys. They're the best in pro football. We respect what they do on both sides of the ball and special teams. And we just haven't been able to get over on them. We're trying to figure out who this team is. This team, if they beat them, this team will have done something that last year's team or 19's team, who we always compare all the teams to because they were so good, wasn't able to do. So I think it just gives the guys a lot of confidence, and the coaching staff and the organization and the fan base, the faithful. Can you imagine the reaction if they're able to win this game on Sunday?
Yeah, it's going to be wild out there. Absolutely wild. Yeah, it's going to be fun. We look forward to your call as always. It's going to be a fun weekend, and we look forward to talking to you next Friday, Greg. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a great call this weekend.
Thank you. David takes a lot of Fridays off. He gets a long, was he a 4-day work week guy? How does that work?
He gets too nervous.
On Friday?
Yeah, it's Chiefs week. You know, you've talked to him. Yeah.
I know. He gets agita.
All right, Greg, have a great call. Thank you. We'll talk to you next week.
Thank you, guys.
All right, that's the great Greg Papa. You'll be able to hear him Sunday right here, Sacktown Sports. Man, Chiefs week. That's fun. I mean, it really is. And I think that's the perfect way to put it. I'm glad I asked him. It's like, look, the Niners as a group didn't like how much Philly talked. They took that loss personally. They couldn't wait. I thought the Niners talked too much about it. I said that last year. But what did they do? They went and backed it up. I mean, they just demolished the Eagles last year. The Chiefs, it's different. Like there's a respect level. They know they're good. They've proven that they're good. It's not that if the Niners beat them, like Greg said, that they're not getting the Lombardi trophy. It doesn't exercise those demons. But it does do is say, look, you've beaten one of the best football teams out there, one of the consistently well-run operations, great coaching staff, Hall of Fame quarterback. It shows that you belong in the elite of the NFL. Now, if you lose, it's also, like Greg said, not the end of the world, but makes the math a little bit more difficult. So to me, it's more of a confidence builder. You're at home. You're not 100% either. But look, I think the Niners are good. They showed flashes in the Jets game, flashes certainly in the Seattle game. They've also shown us they're not all tightened up, and they've, I think, thrown 2 games away. So the wiggle room is less. They can afford to lose. But a win, I think it's the morale boost. It's the confidence going forward. The fan base gets recharged. You got the Cowboys after that. You can do some damage to them and then get into your bye week and really start talking about getting people healthier for that second half push. So a lot on the line this weekend there between that game. Also, we do want to hit a couple things before we get to our next segment. College football this weekend. You've got UC Davis taking on Eastern Washington. You also have Sacramento State at home. We talked about that. The Hornets will host Weber State. We mentioned the number 1 Texas versus number 5 Georgia game, number 24 Michigan, and number 22 Illinois, and number 7 Alabama against number 11 Tennessee. Before we break, Chris, can we do we have time to do a pick 6 here before we get out of here, or should we break first?
Let's break.
Okay, we'll break first. We'll come back. We'll get into what to watch. We'll have celebrity birthdays. We'll do pick 6, and then we'll finish with Friday Fun and Games. Jam-packed Friday. Again, thanks to Greg Papa for joining us. But we're back with much more straight ahead.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
Hey, you never know when you might need some representation. When something has gone wrong, sometimes you're not certain that, like, how much of an issue am I going to have? What do I do? Who do I call? What's the next step? Well, why not have someone that can help you out, that you know has a proven track record and that you know you can reach, that's in this community, that's a phone call away. That is Gonzalez Law. Jonathan Gonzalez, right in downtown Sacramento. He's one of us. He's a Sacramentan, and he wants to help. The website is saclegaldefense.com. Now, why might you be in this situation? Well, we just don't know. There's auto accidents. You have a wrongful termination case, expungements, maybe something happened in your past that you'd like removed from your record, sexual harassment, criminal defense. And there's so many different things that are out there that can happen to someone that you just don't know who to call. Well, I'm telling you, the number is 916-304-9187. Again, that's saclegaldefense.com. And for Jonathan Gonzalez, he has been very successful in jury trials, if it has to go that far, from 2016 through 2019, undefeated. And so, look, he's going to be into the weeds, into the details. The preparation is there. The attitude have resulted in life-changing results for thousands of clients. Now, you could be one of them. If you're in a pinch, if you're in a bind, if you just need someone to talk to and need some help, saclegaldefense.com, the law offices of Jonathan Gonzalez, 916-304-9187.
The only place you'll find Kevin Herter is Sacktown Sports.
Herter's open, steps into three. He's got the triple.
Hey, Sacramento, it's Kevin Herter, and you're listening to the home of the Sacramento Kings, Sacktown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Elk Grove Honda.
I'm Dirk Verdorn in the KCRA3 Weather Center, and expect a windy day today. Wind speeds anywhere from 15 to 25 miles per hour from the north. Plenty of sunshine with temperatures that will be warming into the upper 70s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA3 News and the KCRA3 app.
At Elk Grove Honda, we've acquired some of the best pre-owned cars we can find. Whether you purchase a new Honda or a like new pre-owned Honda, Elk Grove Honda has the right Honda at the right price. In the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 and Elk Grove Boulevard, or elkgrovehonda.com.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
Don't let summer energy slip away. Live the active life you love year-round with a personally fit arch support system from the Good Feet store. Precision engineered to support all four arches. Good Feet puts your feet in a more ideal, comfortable, and pain-free position. And Good Feet arch supports are now HSA and FSA eligible. Book a free fitting at goodfeet.com or come in and get a free pair of OS First Performance socks. Free. Normally a $25 value at the Good Feet store.
Advanced Infusion Center, where we prioritize your comfort and well-being. Whether you're managing a chronic condition or seeking specialized IV therapy, our state-of-the-art center offers tailored solutions to meet your needs. Advanced Infusion Center's dedicated healthcare professionals are here to ensure your safety and provide personalized care. Conveniently located in Sacramento and Yuba City with flexible scheduling options. Experience a new standard in infusion therapy. Visit Advanced Infusion Center today at advancedinfusion.com.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for American Energy Heating and Air with a question. Have you recently had a technician diagnose your HVAC system? You were a bit surprised at how much it cost, or did something seem off about their quote? Because at American Energy, they take pride in giving you honest, straightforward solutions to get that system up and running. Have their qualified technicians come out and give you a free second opinion. It's free. You got nothing to lose but some dollars off of that original quote. They're making the uncomfortable comfortable. They've been doing it since 1981, serving the greater Sacramento area. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. That's why they keep having customers coming back for more and more and more. You can call them and set that appointment at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Want the best movie experience in town? Join Sacktown Sports IMAX Pass by visiting SacktownSports.com. Sign up today. You can win tickets to see this week's films at the Esquire IMAX Theater.
Hey, this is Greg Pop-Up. Are you working through a major insurance claim? Sunpoint Public Adjusters can help. Sunpoint prepares, presents, and negotiates your claim with the insurance company, working only for you, making sure you get everything you're entitled to, not what just some adjuster working for an insurance company thinks you should get. Call Sunpoint today at 888-247-7865 or contact us at sunpoint.us. Sunpoint Public Adjusters, the gold standard in public adjusting.
License number 2N14884.
There's no need to be scared of auto maintenance this October. Your local Jiffy Lube has just the treats you need without the tricks, like fast oil changes or wiper blades for the upcoming rainy season. Serving greater Sacramento area customers since 1984 with over 30 convenient locations to choose from. Open daily, early at 7:30 and open past 6 p.m. at most locations. Just visit jiffylube.com to find a location near you and valuable coupons to save money too.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you can easily find coverage options that fit your budget. If only it was that easy to name your baby.
How about Jaden?
Nope.
Okay. Michael?
Went to middle school with a glue-eating Michael.
Sebastian?
Dated one in college.
How about Damien?
Vampire name.
All right. Greg?
Not feeling it.
Okay. No worries. No worries. Jeffrey?
Oh, love that one.
Wait, really?
No.
Find coverage options that fit your budget with Progressive's Name Your Price tool. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture. With daily use.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
On Sacktown Sports.
All right, we got 30 minutes to go here. And look who's here for those of you on YouTube. Chris Watkins coming in early. Love that WNBA sweatshirt. You've had that for a few years, but that's awesome.
Yes. It is game 4 today.
That's right.
Game 4 today. It's been
a great series.
It's been
2
incredible.
comebacks the last couple games.
Yeah, as much as I would love the Liberty to close it out, I've been rooting for them all year.
You want a 5th game?
I do really want a 5th game, and it would be on Sunday too. It would be
just give us
great.
more. I mean, we got a sports.
Come on,
gives Palace. Speaking of that, what to watch? How about baseball playoffs? Dodgers and Mets. Sure, they played the late game last night. Let's move them early today.
Yeah.
Okay. Yankees played early. Let's move them later. But we got game 4 and game 5 and game 4 in those series. Dodgers will win away from the World Series. Yankees and Guardians, it's 2-1 New York. Chris mentioned Liberty at Lynx. That's a game 4. Man, New York, you are the capital of the sports world right now.
Man.
College football, number 2, Oregon at Purdue, and Oklahoma State at number 13, BYU. So lots going on. And thankfully, I guess I say no Kings basketball tonight.
Spare us, please.
I
think college basketball is starting up pretty soon, too, as a matter of fact.
Goodness.
So.
I left you and Alan,
full.
if you want. Maybe this is just me.
Yes.
The box score from last night.
Yeah. I think we can find some use for this. You know?
I guess so. Kindling.
Yeah, kindling. I think we're running out of toilet paper or something.
34, 26, 79% free throw is actually okay. The other's awful. Awful.
Is that the best number on this box score? Is
guess.
the free throw percentage? I
Sure.
guess.
Hey,
they got 16 offensive rebounds.
Yeah,
a lot of missed shots.
And McDermott wasn't shy. He
shot it. He definitely shot the ball.
But
He definitely shot the ball.
Not the results he or the Kings were looking for. So I hope 0-5 will be an afterthought soon. But and I'm usually an optimist. This has hurt some of my optimism.
That's probably the most telling thing anyone's going to hear all week is that Jason Ross, the optimist, is just concerned, just a little concerned.
Yeah, again, I'll say it. I don't care that they were on 5. They were on 5 and played well. I'm like, or played more like games 1 and 2. I'm like, they're fine.
Yeah,
they're fine. I don't feel like they're fine right now.
Yeah, I kind of had the thought this morning. This is the first chapter of the season. Yeah. It's already been written, but it is just the season is officially underway. I mean, in a way, for sure, obviously regular season hasn't started, but just having this be the first chapter of this team's season, it's just an interesting one. You know, of course, we'll see if this ends up being the anomaly or if this ends up being a sign of things to come, but it's definitely not how I expected it to start, but I am also I am optimistic that it is just kind of not a blip, but something that hopefully they'll take for this week and understand that they really do need they need to lock in. Like you can't hopefully it's an early reminder that you can't just walk through these games and expect to get results. You have to actually try and go out there and win the game
and execute and perform.
Yeah. Wow, what a concept.
All right, we got a lot to get to in this short segment still. Friday funny game. So let's do you're gonna be involved in pick 6.
Okay, I've never done this before.
All right, we'll have some fun here. So let's do pick 6. Davis sent his picks. I'll share what those are. It's 6 topics, pick 6 about the 49ers. So, Chris, we are looking for the first San Francisco 49er to score this week. Dave's answer was whoever's kicker. He usually picks Moody. We know Wright played last week, but he's banged up. I'm going to go with it's going to be Kittle this week. You can pick Kittle.
Yeah, why not? Let's Kittle it up.
Kittle in the middle.
It's 2 kitties.
Christopher Laud.
Who's their kicker now?
You just want me to put any kicker?
Carlson.
I don't know.
I think it's Andy Carlson.
Oh, yeah, Carlson. That's right. Carlson, the kicker. Halftime score. Dave has given us 17-14 49ers. I'm going to have 14-14.
All right. I'll have 13-10.
Who?
Niners.
Okay.
14-13 Chiefs.
Oh, is it 2 field goals? Missed extra point? Who knows? Okay, now we're looking for
be a bunch of safeties and a field goal.
30 yards and touchdowns. Dave said I think that's 235 and 3. I'm going to say Purdy's going to throw for 249 and 2.
I'll say 252 and 2 touchdowns.
Okay, Chris?
I'm going to say 273 and 2 touchdowns.
Okay. Mahomes yards and touchdowns. Dave said 250 or maybe 285 and 2. I'm going to go with 290 and 1.
Ooh, I like this. I'll say 278 and 3.
Okay.
224 and 1.
Okay. 49ers leading receiver in their yards. He says Ayuk and 104. I'm going to do Ayuk and 99.
Wow. I'll do Jawan Jennings.
It's questionable too.
108. Give me full Jawan Jennings experience.
Chris?
Kittle 76.
Kittle 76. Ooh. And lastly, the random stat. Dave says that Garindo will have a rushing touchdown.
Oh.
I hope so.
I say 49ers will block a punt.
Ooh.
Chris? Watkins?
I will say random stat. We'll say under 4 Taylor Swift cutaways.
Okay. Chris?
There will be a defensive touchdown.
Ooh. Either team. Acceptable. All right. Let's do it. Let's get to celebrity birthdays. Birthdays are meant to be spent with family and friends, and nothing brings family and friends together better than crumble cookies. It is October 18th. Let's go to a little TV or movie. Let's go TV. On this date, in what year did the show Roseanne debut? Oh, man.
Roseanne debuted in 1989.
I will say 82.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
1988.
Ooh.
Chris, a lot closer. How about the movie The Ring?
Oh, wow. I'll say 2000. I'll say 2001.
Ooh, that's a good one. I was going to go either 2001 or 2002, so I'll go 2002.
We have a correct answer, and it's 2002.
Oh, man.
Good work for
Must
both
have been
Chris's.
January, you know.
All right. Happy birthday today, guys, to Zac Efron.
Oh.
The Iron Claw.
Yeah, exactly.
High School Musical.
Baywatch.
Baywatch. 13 again.
Yeah. Zac fans here.
Yeah, Zac Attack.
Neighbors 2, Sorority Rising.
Yes.
2, come on.
I saw that. Come on.
Hairspray.
Wow.
Zac Efron is 30.
Save these for Friday Funny
Yeah.
Games. It's Zac Efron movies.
Can you name 5 Zac Efron movies? 37.
35.
We have a correct answer, and it goes to Chris Watkins.
That's
37.
right.
Biggest Zac Efron fan I know.
I was going to say, you better get that right
Yeah.
based on all that. Happy birthday to Brittany Griner.
Oh. We'll say BG is 35.
33.
We got a tie, 34.
Nice.
Happy birthday to Neo.
Oh, for the Matrix?
Captain EO?
Neo.
Oh.
Neo. Man, that's an interesting
Sing
one.
it.
I'll say Neo is 44?
41.
Chris Watkins, closer, 45.
Oh,
wow.
Today.
Oh, man.
Happy birthday to Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that
Oh.
guy.
That guy.
Chris, why don't you go first?
Jean-Claude Van Damme is 63.
Yeah.
Ooh, no.
67.
Chris Verlotta is closer, 64.
Nice.
Happy birthday to Jonas Cespedes. Jonas
Yoenis?
Cespedes. Yoenis Cespedes.
It's going to be a sad one. He's probably going to be way younger than you would think. I'll say 33.
37.
Okay.
Chris Verlotta is closer, 39.
Oh.
Happy birthday to Mike Ditka. Ditka.
Kicking and screaming.
Kicking and screaming, man. Yeah, first and foremost.
He is 82.
Oh. Yeah, I guess he probably is at this point. I'll say 79.
He is 85.
Wow.
And last one, happy birthday to Christopher Mad Dog Russo.
Ooh, I should be able to get this one.
64.
66.
We've got a tie. 65th birthday today. You guys split the difference. All right. We have got Friday fun and games coming your way next. Alan Stiles will be in here as well as we're getting ready for Stiles and Watkins from 10 to 2. But Friday fun and games to wrap up the show next.
Subscribe to Sacktown Sports on YouTube and watch the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Live Monday through Friday from 6 to 6. Plus view archive shows and exclusive content.
Subscribe at youtube.com/Sacktown Sports.
Hey everyone, Stingers up tomorrow night. Get out to Hornet Stadium, 6 o'clock, as Sacramento State will be at home for homecoming, taking on Weber State. Got to see you out there in a Big Sky battle as the Hornets trying to get back on track. There will be post-game fireworks. It's homecoming. Should be a festive atmosphere. You can get your tickets on sale now at hornetsports.com for Sacramento State, Weber State, tomorrow night, 6 o'clock, Hornet Stadium. Remember, Stingers up.
Meta Chevy Silverado Blowout is on with $12,750 off MSRP. Every new 2024 Silverado half-ton LT in stock after rebates. Or choose $12,000 off MSRP on every new 2024 Silverado half-ton RST in stock after rebates. Exclusively at Meta Chevy and MetaChevy.com. Sacramento's Silverado headquarters. Whatever Silverado you choose, you'll save thousands at Meta Chevy. Together, let's drive.
Not available with special financing, leasing, some other offers. List radio 2010 model year or newer. Ends 10/31/24.
It ignites something inside of you. Sets alight an elevated state of being. Days are pure exhilaration. And the nights, they're simply electric. See it, hear it, feel it.
Feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder.
Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Feel the thunder.
Despite having no experience, Gavin Newsom made Jessica Morse his, quote, wildfire specialist. The result? Under Newsom and Morse, insurance rates and utility bills skyrocketed. Millions of dollars were slashed from the state's fire prevention budget, and they were even caught lying about their record, while millions of acres burned and families lost their homes. Now Gavin has chosen Jessica Morse again, this time to run for Congress. We have a better choice. Kevin Kiley. As our congressman, Kevin Kiley has worked across party lines to secure millions for wildfire protection and expand water supplies. And Kevin Kiley's bill to protect Lake Tahoe will bring up to $415 million home to our district to reduce the threat of fires and restore the ecosystem of the lake, delivering results and making a difference. Let's keep Kevin Kiley working for us.
I'm Kevin Kiley. I approve this message. Paid for by Kevin Kiley for Congress.
O'Reilly.
Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts in West Sacramento and Town Center Plaza next to Nugget Markets now through October 29th for the Customer Appreciation Day sale. You'll get 2 times O rewards points on select purchases. Plus, pick up 5 quarts of any Mobil 1 full synthetic motor oil and receive a $10 gift card after rebate. And buy one, get one free Coca-Cola products at your Town Center Plaza, O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Check out Sacramento State football this Saturday, 6 p.m. versus Weber State.
We have finally made it to Friday.
Let's end your week the right way with Friday Fun and Games
On the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
All right, here we are, Friday. Time for Friday Fun and Games. We got Stiles and Watkins. We'll get to the games in a moment, but do want to know what is coming up on the show. This is jam-packed Friday. There's a lot for you guys to discuss. Do you want to go longer than 4 hours today?
Not if we're talking Kings. That's for sure.
You could bypass on that one.
I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
Alan's
Alan's got stuff to say.
Yeah. He's all in.
Yeah.
What's coming up today, guys?
Well, gonna get to the Kings. Chris doesn't really feel like the preseason L's, the 0-6, that big of a deal, but we're gonna get.
You gave him one more.
Yeah, 0-5. Oh, they're probably gonna have
Feels
it.
like 0-6.
Right. The conversation is how different will they be in a week? Right. That's ultimately how I'm looking at it. So we'll break all that down. Fan favorite Boogie Ellis was waived. Will he pop back up on the G League squad? I think the initial report made people feel like he was just getting kicked out like Roger and Sister. So really the idea that he should still be around should make people feel a little bit better. And then to Chris's point, it's Niners Chiefs, baby.
It's huge
Niners
game.
Chiefs this weekend.
This
so
is awesome.
Plenty to talk about there, not just Niners Chiefs. We have all of the NFL action. Max Crosby said some things about his future. Then you have Micah Parsons chiming in on Max Crosby, his defensive brethren. So yeah, definitely gonna fly by the 4 hour. We're gonna blink, and it's gonna be 2 o'clock. I'm gonna say, Whitey, you can't come in. I got another hour.
I got more. Keep the door locked.
I got more. I got another hour in me, Coach. All right, and then I'll get a call from my wife and say you need to come home.
Wrapping up.
So that's what.
Looking forward to it. Guys, you ready to do a little Friday Fun Game?
I'm ready.
I hope so.
Yeah, I think you're gonna like this. We're bringing one back. It's been a while, and I'm actually gonna start this one today.
Okay.
I want to be involved, so I'm trying to think of the best way to execute this for the listeners. I think I just figured it out. Okay, so the game is Wavelength. Chris, you know this one very well. So basically, here to explain to our audience, you guys are going to pick a number between 1 and 10 and share it amongst yourselves.
Right.
And I think what we'll do is maybe I'll take my headphones off and do the best I can to cover my ears, and someone can just go.
The number is,
just whisper.
You can hold it. You can close your eyes. We'll just hold it up.
We'll hold it, but also tell it verbally to somebody, to our audience.
I'm sorry. What is this game I was talking
Wavelength.
about?
You were so good at it the last time. Remember it the last time?
So I need to go over this again.
Yes.
10 is good.
10 is the best.
Okay.
1 is the worst. You three are going to pick a number between 1 and 10. I'm going to try to guess the number.
Talk about rankings by doing the opposite of what rankings are.
Okay. Yes. So we got it?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to take my headphones off and not look at you guys.
Okay.
And you guys, someone say the number out loud to the audience. I'm not really paying attention.
The number is 4.
Okay.
Yeah, we're good.
We're good.
So everybody knows out there in the audience the number. All right. Number between 1 and 10, 1 being the worst, 10 being the best.
Yes.
Alan, tell me this number in an NFL quarterback.
This could be cheating.
Well, I mean, we'll see.
Actually, I've got kind of the perfect one.
Man, that's an interesting one. I mean, somebody might disagree, but
I'm also trying to read you.
Yeah,
read your answer.
I'm going to say Daniel Jones.
Oh, good Lord.
Okay.
I'm feeling a certain spot. All right. Chris Watkins, Daniel Jones. Okay, Chris, tell me this. This might help me in an NBA team.
Currently?
For
where
this
they
season.
currently stand?
This season going in.
This is like a I'll say it's like the Houston Rockets.
Okay. Christopher Laud, tell me, I know where I need to go with you. This will help me. Tell me this in a Saturday Night Live cast member.
Current or
you can pick it if it helps you. All time. Daniel Jones, Houston Rockets.
I will say, God, they're all so good. I am going to say Rob Schneider as an SNL character, not as a person.
Okay, I'm going to go one more round because I'm feeling we're in the 4 to 6 range is what I'm feeling, but I need some clarity. Alan, give me this. Let me do this in another way. Give me this in a U.S. city to visit.
Be disrespectful now, but I would say, well, that's interesting. That's a tough one because we could do major cities, right? I would say I'll just do somewhere I've visited, and this is no disrespect, but just on the scale, Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Okay.
Are we thinking of the same Tulsa, Oklahoma?
Chris, give me this in a we've asked this one before, a media meal at the Kings game.
I mean,
Chris is the person.
I should have asked you that one.
It's it's kind of just your chicken, rice, and broccoli a little bit.
Oh man, I'm not landing this last one. I don't want to go. I'll just go 2 rounds. Christopher Lott.
But they only have oatmeal cookies.
Okay. And Halloween candy.
Halloween candy.
Ooh.
Three Musketeers.
That one didn't help me. All right, I'm just gonna have to guess an answer.
Okay. Before you guess, going back to quarterbacks.
Yeah.
What if I told you Derek Carr?
I also thought that.
That didn't help me. Unless it was meant to help me.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it 4?
Yeah.
Okay.
4.
Well, I was going 4 anyway, but the car thing might have helped me. All right.
His number is also 4.
Yeah, Three Musketeers is a 4.
That's
Is
a
it?
4.
I think Daniel Jones is a 4.
Alan, you ready?
Sure.
I mean, it's better than the wax lips, right?
Oh my
All right,
gosh.
you guys,
those are
he's
solid.
just going to walk out of the room. Perfect. What's our,
okay.
Chris, you do the number. You can?
Me?
Yeah.
We'll do 7.
Okay. Got it?
Oh, well,
Wait, what? I didn't hear the number.
7.
Okay.
Yeah. Alan, you're good. You're good.
He really ran out.
He
into
did.
The
He like
hallway.
did
He's
he
gonna be
leave
out
the
of breath.
building?
Yeah.
You went a long way. You covered some distance. All right, so Alan, you get to ask the questions on Wavelength. We have
He
picked a
walked
number.
past Jack FM.
We've picked a number between 1 and 10. Go ahead.
Okay. Give it to me in the form of a college football team.
Who, me?
Sure.
I don't know who you're asking.
I didn't either.
Okay, well, you can ask whoever you want to ask that.
You.
College football team. Let's go with. Is it current or all time? Kind of
current. Current.
Let's go with. Virginia Tech.
Chris. Yeah, we've done this before. But I don't want to take too long here. Give it to me in the form of fast food, which I know is
okay.
It's a tough one.
A place, like a fast food place, not a meal.
Place.
Okay. Like it's like Carl's Jr. maybe.
Ooh, that's what I was thinking.
I think I know.
Yeah.
Oh, are you locking in?
Christopher Law, give it to me in the form of a clothing store.
Yeah.
I can't hear you.
We can't hear you.
Supreme? I don't know.
Huh.
Oh.
Huh.
Do you want another round or you have an
That
answer?
was an interesting.
I think it's 6 or 7. I'm gonna say 7.
Got it.
Nailed it.
Boom, baby.
Nailed it.
Chris Watkins, you ready?
Should I leave? Should
Yeah,
I go
you
under
can
the
just
table?
don't go very far.
Stop, drop, and roll.
All right, Chris Verlod, why don't you pick the number? Okay, number 2. Got it.
Chris, you can come back.
We're good.
Chris.
He did go far. All right,
Yeah.
we've got the new number. You ask the questions
Okay.
to whoever you'd like for Wavelength.
Okay. Gotta think of it. Chris, give this to me as a Man City player.
That's a very direct question.
It
That's
is.
good.
Yeah, I like to go direct. I
Man.
like to go to your interest.
Can I pass real quick and then come back to me?
Yeah, sure. Jason, can you give this to me as a King small forward of history?
History. Let's go with. Oh shoot, we're running out of time. This is probably not fair, but Travis Outlaw.
Okay. Alan. Oh man. Give me yeah, we'll just do something baseball. We'll do give it to me as a baseball all-star. Give me an all-star.
Ooh. My goodness. Baseball all-star. I would say wasn't it Brent Rooker was last year or 2 years? I think 2 years in a row, but the year prior, not this.
Okay.
Year.
Okay.
And I'm going to say Scott
2 to
Carson.
4. Okay, I'm thinking a 2.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah. I was trying to
We're
come up
way
with
like
the all-star that every team gets one.
Everyone gets one.
Yeah,
Right.
but not
exactly.
from this year because he balled out.
Yeah,
I didn't think I helped you with Travis Outlaw, but you got
no,
there.
you did. You nailed
Really?
it. That's. I
All
was
right.
thinking 3 when you said outlaw, but
Good work, guys.
I'm not a
Great
Trump
work.
We're on the Wavelength. All right. We'll see if we continue here. We know we will with Styles and Watkins coming your way next.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Keegan's going for another triple.